that ship on platforms where Game Pass exists.
It might have cut Phil off a little bit. You might want to hit that button again.
This is about delivering great exclusive games for you that ship on platforms where Game Pass exists.
Why does it sound like Phil when he says shipped on platforms where Game Pass exists? He laughs and chuckles for a second.
Yeah, he does.
Every time I hear it, it sounds like he chuckles.
Because he is. Because he is doing that. Hey, I want to give a shout out to Assassin89. Shout out to you. Shout out to everyone in the chat, man. Dizzy, we got the mods, Lethal Papa, as well as others. I don't see any on screen at the moment, so I just got to move forward. And we got so many guys in the chat already. Thank you guys very much. We're a little late, as we're kind of normal time. We're on time. And we got some introductions. We got some really, really good topics, and we got a great panel here. So we'll do some introductions real quick. D-Batch, how you been, buddy? Another week, another RDX.
Yeah, man, I'm good, man. Lots of games to play. Holy smokes, what a year. I was playing The Last of Us Part 1 today. There's a few issues with that game. It does look good. There's a few issues. So, as we get into the show, I want to talk about that a little bit. So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
There's a lot of issues, apparently. We've also got Fonzarelli. How you been, buddy?
I've been good. Gaming has been great. I'm really happy with 2023. And yeah, we're going to have a great show.
That's a fact. We've also got the new member of the RDX podcast, Hargeet Channy. How you been, buddy?
Yeah, I'm doing well. Better than last week. I was kind of sick most of the week. But yeah, better this week. I'm actually now able to play games because I was so wiped out. Just kicked off MLB The Show today. That's pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Much because it's in Game Pass, right? So is it much different than the last one?
It does seem like it to me. Some of the you can automate some of the things that I hated, so it does seem kind of cool to me. But we'll see what else they've changed. I mean, mostly it's baseball, right? But so it's like 80-90% the same. But there are some differences. So I'm enjoying it so far. But I really just started it. It came out today, right? So I just started it.
Well, hopefully they actually leverage the box. I know the last one. That's the thing about MLB The Show, and people do talk shit about NBA, and you got every right in the world to. But at least that game does have better animations and physics and stuff like that with the new version that costs more. Which again, I don't agree with any of it. But MLB The Show, it was like a PS4 port that wasn't even right. It was still it just wasn't pushing the hardware at all. So hopefully that one's doing a little more. And we've also got Forte, Gaming Forte, buddy. Thanks for jumping in here for Zalker, who's having testicular removal surgery.
No, man, always here, man. I really appreciate the invite as always. And it's always a great day to be here with you guys. It's also been a great gaming week. I'm already sad that Diablo's not playable no more.
Same.
It starts off as such a good game, but it turns into a great game once you get a couple of levels in. And I was 35 hours in between the closed beta and the open beta, and really, really enjoyed that. And before the show ends, we got to make sure we pour a little bit of drink out for E3 because I think this might be the end for it. But we'll get to that whenever we get to it. Other than that, man, it's been a great week, and I'm happy to be here with you guys.
Hey, shout out to Fun Speculation in the chat as well, David BGS, as well as Harry Bollocks and Nano Polymath sitting in the chat, man. Shout out to you. We've got a few chats here. While I queue up we can kind of knock these out real quick. It'd be kind of efficient while I get the shout outs ready here, the other shout outs, that is. But we do have one from my buddy Breeze, who we were playing last night, actually. Me, him, Boba, and some others. Shout out to KJ as well. He says, looking forward to the show. He says, shout out to the crew. He also says Resident Evil 4 Remake is a certified banger. And Lee Bob James is the GOAT. Yeah, Lee Bob James, fuck that guy. And then we've also got RG Viper X, who is a member for 9 months. Big shout out to him, man. I haven't talked to you in a minute. He says, Sony woke a sleeping giant. Have you guys noticed this? Sony have drawn a lot of unwanted attention their way because they've been doing everything they can to stop this ABK thing. And in the process, they kind of forgot to lube up a little.
It's the hypocrisy that reared its ugly head with Sony, and now it's biting them in the butt. And hey, can't really defend them here.
Nope. We got a really good topic on that one here in a bit. So big shout out to you. He does say mess around and you'll find out. Definitely, man. But let's go ahead and move forward here.
Hey, Dealer, they're saying that your video gameplay is a little small.
Dealer. Your gameplay is literally like 1080p on a 4K.
Oh, that's right. Look at that. That's quality right there. No, I put in a new clip and I changed the scale thing of this. I can fix that real quick. But yeah,
It's looking good.
and now there's
Real
none.
good.
Enjoy. Let me go ahead and unlock that, and I'll stretch it real quick. Boom.
Yeah, just a black screen is awesome.
Yeah, it's the best, man. There, that should be better. Everyone can see
Yes.
that, right?
Yes.
Of course, it's High on Life. We're still running through this, and every time I pick it back up, I'm like, the game is actually not bad. Like, it's bigger than I thought it would be. I say it every time, but definitely check it out if you haven't, guys. So let me get some
DLC
shout outs
coming
here.
for it.
It say what?
There's DLC coming for it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What did they say about that?
I saw some posts, but there's some like DLC. I can't remember the name of it, but it's coming for it.
Whispering D
It's
says
only-
DLC's coming.
It's only going to be $59.99.
Maybe if we're lucky. A big shout out to Patreon
Maybe.
sponsor tier here. Check out the link if you haven't. It updates around the 5th every month. We got Hey Blink and Meat Puppet 007, The Dark Knight. We got Randall Bone 19, Quartz, Kingkin 66. We've also got Galveston, Calypso, Boba, Fierce Fuzz, as well as Hargeet, Sean Dasley, Dub Mobile, Ricky Falon, Fault Lines, Nano, Polymath, Zordon, KY Bob, and Assassin Lupa. Again, she's doing great, according to her family. So big shout out to her. Foreign Object, Teo, Vecball, Suicide King, Tasty Genie, Michael Bowen, Guillermo Cavillo, Dark CMF, and Alfonso Hogan. Big shout out to those guys. And big shout out to the interesting topic of the day / first thing that we're going to talk about. Gavin Reburn. I don't know if this is how you pronounce it, but he is one of the co-founders of Playground Games. He left and he's starting a new AAA studio. And that comes kind of off the heels of Matt Brown. I think that was his name. I had him on my channel. I should remember his name better, but he was the creative director behind Forza Horizon 5. He also left and started a studio as well. So people are coming up with these lists of all these people that have left, or not even understanding that maybe some of them have gone to different departments, right, in gaming or in Microsoft. But is this a big deal, Fonzarelli? Another one leaves and starts a different studio. Should there be a clause in there saying, hey, stop this shit? You can't do it.
Just a quick correction. It's Mike Brown that left earlier. So, just don't want to, say.
But it was
somebody
another
else's
guy,
name
though,
there.
this
Matt,
time,
Matt
right?
Brown was a UFC fighter. Remember?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Anyways.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyways, yeah. So this, people leaving. It's got some folks out there, stirring the pot a bit, saying, the sky's falling at Microsoft again because they've got these directors leaving and stuff. Look, I think in just like with any job out there. There comes a time where you might want to leave your current job and go do something else. And I think all this stuff with these people leaving and everything it's just a case of that. It's just they want to do their own thing. And I mean, it's not a big deal. It's one person out of how many hundreds of people that work at that studio. It's really not a big deal.
I wonder what he was doing, though, there now, as of a month ago. I wonder what he was what he was leading the.
There, I thought he left like a couple of years ago, and he just announced his new studio. That's all, right?
So
I'm
is
pretty
this
sure
because
was a
why?
while
So
ago.
why
Really?
are people saying this now then? And why
no
are
idea.
articles saying, "Oh, another Xbox"?
I think it's just. I think he
because
just
he
announced his
announced it.
studio.
So
Yeah,
he
he
so
did
he
announce
left,
his studio.
and you've got guys that are making these lists of all these people that are leaving, thinking that he just left yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he left a while ago. I remember that name. I'm pretty sure he left a while ago. I'll just look it up, but I'm pretty sure. that's
Double
the
check.
case.
I'm sure you're right because I don't remember hearing. I don't remember hearing anything about this until I saw these lists of people that were X'd off of
it's
employee.
all so dumb because I mean, like I mean, even people going back to the Shinji Mikami thing when he left Tango. He announced that in 2019 that he was going to be leaving, like it before they were acquired by Microsoft. Like this is all just dumb stuff that people like to latch on to try to get Microsoft into a gotcha moment. All these people are leaving because Microsoft fails.
The guy is falling, Fonz. You got to accept that.
It's
Okay.
so dumb. It's so dumb.
Yeah, I've got an article here, Jan 5, 2022, that he left.
So he was already
is-
gone,
Old.
and
Yep.
because he announced a studio, you've got articles saying that another guy leaves Xbox and starts a studio. So,
Yeah.
long story
Gosh.
short, Xbox, you literally can't even work there and then go work somewhere else, even if it was a while ago, and come back with anything positive in a headline, which is kind of mind blowing to me. What's his new studio called? Do you know?
Lighthouse Games, I think. I think that's what they announced, right? Lighthouse Games. I think that's the new studio that you
Yeah.
set up.
Lighthouse
Interesting.
Games.
I wonder what
Yeah,
they're going to be
so-
making. Schmable,
Games about
Schmable 2?
lighthouses. No.
Yeah, right.
The next game.
I'm sure you saw some of this, Forte, but I mean, again, it's an interesting thing that I saw going around. I just figured we'd throw it up there. Shout out to Gavin, Gavin, for
Congratulations.
Good
doing
luck
his
to
own
you in
thing.
your studio.
Do you think in the future, maybe they have something in the contracts now, I don't know, but we just saw Mike Brown leave, right? We did see Shinji, but he already announced he was retiring in 2019. He just waited until they were bought out and got paid first, right? Smart.
Yep.
Absolutely.
How many more people do you think we're going to see leave, though, and do this type of thing?
I mean, I think this happens in the industry all the
Gonna
time.
be a lot of
I-
people.
I think
I
so.
think, I think the eyeballs are just on Microsoft right now because of this huge acquisition. You've got a lot of people salty out there because it's going through. And it's just it's one of those things where these guys are always going to point at, you know, whoever's leaving at Microsoft and say, see, here's another one. You know, it's dumb. It's really dumb.
Yeah.
I mean, you got people leaving all the time in this industry.
Okay,
If you're-
so Forte, do you think, I just want it real quick
Go ahead.
because I want to
Yeah,
tell
go
you why I'm asking this. Do you
Yeah.
think that we're going to see this quite a bit more?
Yeah, I mean, just mostly due to the fact that unless you're a studio head, most people don't want to keep just staying with the mundane processes of just making the same things over and over again. They kind of want to challenge themselves to do other things. And then the only way you can do that is by going off on your own and being able to create it yourself. That's what you're starting to see more and more of. And I think that's going to continue to keep happening because as long as these bigger studios are bringing all this different talent in, you're going to always have ambition. And ambition is always going to trump the ability for you to just say, I just want to stand still and just let things happen around me. That's kind of not how a lot of these people manage themselves and work. And I think this is going to continually happen forever. As long as there are games out there to be made, people are willing to take chances and make games on their own and see if they can make a name for themselves.
I'll just put it to you like this: in the last couple of years, did anybody hear about the Demon Souls remake director leaving? Did anybody hear about the 2 Bloodborne developers that left that studio? No. It's just focused on.
Yeah.
It's like it's hyper focused on whatever what's going on with Microsoft, and it's got to be a bad thing, and it's just dumb.
Yeah. Well, okay, we
perfectly-
can all agree that we're going to see this a lot more throughout the industry.
I mean, the number of studios they have, it amplifies it, right? I mean, it's just the way it is. They have a lot of studios, especially when they get ABK. They're gonna have a lot of studios. It just happens, right?
Yeah.
People move around.
That's a good point. And I asked that because when this happens the next time, we could literally, somebody will slap this clip right in front of whoever's going to say, I bet you were saying this would never, the same shit. Of course this is going to happen. It's not a big deal.
Of course.
But it'll be interesting to see what this guy goes on to make, I guess. But
Yeah.
even more so, it'll be even more interesting to move on to the next topic, which is kind of, hey, Naughty Dog confirming that they're going to be making PC and PlayStation games at, basically at the same time going forward, right, D?
Yep. We were talking at the pre-show about this. We already know that Naughty Dog is making games on PC. So for them to come out and emphasize on their PC development is telling us that we're going to get day and date PC with these games. Now, we know The Last of Us, which I want to talk about a little bit. The Last of Us Part 1 came out today on PC. So this is the first time PC players are being introduced to the game. The Last of Us Part 2 eventually, I would say sooner than later, is going to come on PC as well. And that would just leave Part 3 when it comes out to release day and date on PC. So it's happening. Now, I just want to talk a little bit about today's release. I did play it, and there's a lot of reports of crashing, and I have to confirm that the crashing is happening. I had about 8 to 10 crashes on the game.
And how long?
I got to play maybe about 45 minutes or so before the crashing started, and after that, like every 5 minutes or so, the game is just crashing. So unfortunately, I can't progress further because it's just really frustrating, and it's sad because the game looks fantastic. Like when it's actually running and not crashing, it's like, it's smooth frame rate. The fidelity, the graphic fidelity in that game is just outstanding. But I think Iron Galaxy just borked this port here. There are no nixes to me. And we're having issues here, and that's pretty sad. Day one to have issues like this, and then on top of that, they come up with their statement that they're going to be concentrating on PC going forward. So they better patch this game like ASAP. But back on the topic, I will say this is great news, and we've been saying this for quite some time, and this is a good move on Sony's part because them releasing their games on PC, they're getting a lot of sales out of these games. But if they release these games day and date, their numbers would be higher because some people have already played these games. You know, some people maybe don't have the full introduction into the universe of the games. And when all of their content, like 1 and 2, is out on PC and they release 3, I believe that game is going to do gangbuster numbers.
Yeah, it's smarter to release on more platforms.
Hey, could I read what they had said about this? Okay, so this is from Naughty Dog, guys. It says the road ahead. So where will the next Naughty Dog development adventure take us? Rest assured, PlayStation and PC players, we're already looking forward to sharing more. Whether you prefer a DualSense controller or a mouse and keyboard, developing for both platforms empowers us to incorporate lessons learned from either into the overall design of our games, sharing our stories and experiences on PS5 as well as PC is something that Naughty Dog has embraced. That's very, very telling, right? It's very, very telling there.
Yeah, it's a lot of words, but it says something very simple. We're building shit for PC and PlayStation, right? So
yes.
It makes sense.
They've embraced it. They've totally embraced it.
They're hugging real hard in the corner.
You know what's funny? I've got to add this too. The fact that back in 2017, when we started RDX, our very second show, Dealer, you're on record as stating PlayStation will be putting their games on PC. Watch. And people laughed.
Yep. And they still don't believe it, which is kind of crazy. I mean, we've gone through this with everything from crossplay to anything else that they've kind of conformed on or copied a model of, right? And we've always given them credit for introducing PlayStation Plus or giving away games for free, and that's why we got Gold to begin with. I remember when Gold was introduced with the free games, right? Not Gold, but the free games that came with it. That's because of PlayStation, right? It goes back and forth, and I think that's important. But again, Naughty Dog, PC, PlayStation, it's common sense. It's always been. Whether it's 2, 5, or 10 years, every game will make its way to PC day and date, and their services. So I do believe that. Let me go ahead and give a shout out to everyone here, guys. Seriously, we started about 10 minutes late. We got almost 850 people already in the chat, guys. We do appreciate it. Hit the like button. Tell everybody about the show as we do move into some topics. If you didn't hear, Naughty Dog are basically hugging a computer right now, and they're hugging real good, covered in mayonnaise. Forte. It's a little weird. I was obligated to tell the whole story here.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, man.
Part of the whole story.
Tastes good too.
Yeah. This man just said mayonnaise tastes good too.
I'm a male person, but
Forte, live your best life.
I don't do mayo. I don't do mayo.
All right. Well, speaking of something that happened, Microsoft confirms the $1 Xbox Game Pass deal has ended, and what this spells out for a lot of people is a price hike coming. Not right. I've heard some people say that.
No. That's not what they're saying. Here's how stupid this situation is. So they took away this dollar deal thing that has been a deal.
Dollar.
That's exactly what it is for several years now. They take it away and they've stated, "Oh, this is a price increase. This is a price increase for Game Pass."
Who's they?
Frick, we even had a journalist out there state it.
No, you're saying, I'm just making sure you're not saying, I'm making it clear for people listening. You're not saying Microsoft stated that. You're saying that others.
No,
right?
I'm saying fanboys and even a journalist out there had stated this. What was his name? It was on Twitter.
Ty Kim, probably.
Ty, I think it probably
that
was.
guy follows me. Shout out to him, but that's kind of silly. I do think there will be a price hike in some way, in some form, but it'll probably come at a better, higher tier. Right?
Yeah, eventually. But this is not the price hike, people. Taking away a dollar deal is not the freaking price hike. This is an entry.
After
like
6
this.
years.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And people are salty about this now.
Yeah.
I don't get it, Hargeet. I don't get it.
Well, I think I get it. It's because they can't say it's you're renting games for $1 anymore.
Yeah.
That's
That's
true.
all it is.
But how are the
That's
developers going to get $1 if you don't have it if they're not doing it, huh? Because you got to support them.
My answer is that we're now supporting the devs, people.
They have taken this deal away before, though. Before, the deal did disappear as well.
Just for you, D-Bash. They found out you bought 6 months of Groove Music for nothing when you took advantage of it.
Hey, the conversion is still alive, though. If you can still convert the Xbox Live over to Game Pass.
You just got to pay $15 now.
Hey, we have to make a correction. It was not Ty Kim. It was Luke Plunkett from Kotaku.
Okay.
Listen, I don't feel bad for nobody that didn't get it on this deal. They've been doing this off and on for 3+ years at this point, man. If y'all ain't get in on it, y'all missed out.
I'm good to 2026.
I'm good to 2027. I think I'm 2027 because I just re-upped the year.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm good.
family plan's coming. I'm waiting for that. So
I did the PlayStation thing too, man. When I saw that it was available to do it,
I missed out on that one because PlayStation was like, "Nah, man, you ain't." I got in real late.
Listen, y'all are just damage controlling. The price is going up by a factor of 5.
Well, listen, we all know the prices of Game Pass is going to go up, but not today.
Yeah, not today.
We're good.
Yeah, I mean, again, another one that has people soaring into the woodwork here. Just whatever the fuck that means. Basically, just find a way to be negative.
Oh, now you're going to see the real numbers because all the dollar passes are going to come out.
Is that something they said?
Numbers. Yeah. You know what? Honest to tell you, if you have Game Pass and you were getting it for $1 and it's up, you're going to pay that money. The value that you get from Game Pass is just undeniable at this point. So whenever I hear somebody throwing mud at Game Pass, I just laugh because it's just hate. It's a fantastic service. MLB The Show is in Game Pass today. This is a Sony-made game. It's in Game Pass. We don't have to pay for it. You Sony guys have to pay for it. It's the same game. It has the excellent story of the Black Negro League that was back in those times. It's actually going to be a really good year for the game. I think it's making a good progression in the storytelling at least. So it's in Game Pass. How can you deny that value? How?
Question, D-Batch. How many years has it been since MLB has been consistently in Game Pass at this point?
I think this is the 3rd year.
That's
3 years in a row,
Yeah.
day and date. 3 years in a row. So we can pretty much at this point say that that's going to be a staple inside of Game Pass. From now on.
Yeah.
You know, on the subject of a price increase, it's going to be, it's eventually coming. I'd like to ask the chat what they honestly would pay for Game Pass. If that price increase hits, because like I assume this would be well after the ABK deal goes through and everything. Because right now, I personally, at $15 a month, $15 a month, that's about where I think is a good price right now.
Me too.
But after the ABK deal, I could, I can understand going a little bit higher. But yeah, for me personally, if it's anything over $19.99, I'd have to think really hard. To pay.
You got a lot of people in the chat saying $20. Some saying 25.
I don't think it's gonna go higher than 20.
I think 25 is my push limit right now with what's in there. Like especially if the ABK stuff go to, I'm like 25 would be my high, but that number can go exponentially higher depending on what they do over the course of the next couple of years.
Let's not give them any ideas they've already had.
25 is too high.
25 is too high.
20 is the maximum, and they should be offering yearly deals, and it'll be a success.
Well, if they do like something where now if they change it so you can actually start getting like a year membership or something like that instead of having to only do 3 months at a time, then absolutely. But because you can only buy month to month for every 3 months at this point.
They're going to do that to get some commitment out of people because some people that are doing month to month, they might drop off. But if you give them a good deal for a year, they're there for the year.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for them to do.
Right? Yeah. But look, let's not give them ideas. Let's keep it at 15.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
That's why I said let's not give them any ideas they've already had.
Or just hurry up and give us a family plan so we can pay more.
Yeah.
This stuff is worth whatever you think it's worth, right? It's person to person, and if you only play subjective. 1 or 2 games a month, maybe 15 is enough for you, right? But if you play multiple games a month, I mean, 20 is still a fraction of the price of one of those games, right? So it depends on how you think of it. I mean, really.
to clarify the $20, I'm saying that's after this acquisition goes through.
Same.
This is a couple of years, and we're seeing these games in that service. Then I think at that time the $20 would be justified. Not right now. Right now they need to keep it at $15 and get as many subscribers as you can, and get these guys committed to your ecosystem. So I think they know they can't reach the 20 right now, anyways.
Yeah, they need to prove their worth, right, to everybody that's subscribing. So they need to prove that they're going to continue this, these games funneling into the Game Pass that are really good, high quality. That's what they need to do.
Hey, someone in the chat, Johnny, he has a really good point too. He's like, a lot of people don't even pay for it because of Microsoft Rewards. And he's absolutely right. I've redeemed at least a couple $100 this year, like over the past year, through Microsoft Rewards. I'm not even kidding. And I don't do the searches. I just buy stuff on there, and you get points back automatically. So if you haven't checked your Microsoft Reward app, check it out. You can go into the reward section, go to the gift card, and if you've got enough for 25 or 100, I've redeemed $100 gift cards on there multiple times just by cashing in points that I was just getting for buying stuff without doing anything
I'm so lazy
extra.
With all that stuff. I'm so lazy with all that.
All you got to do is go in the app.
It's a great concept, right? Getting paid to play games.
It's weird, huh? So let us know how many Microsoft points you guys got.
How many Sony points do you have? Wait.
Wait. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have Sony points over there. You know that. You just did that to be messy just now.
I have 39,000 Microsoft points right now.
Shit.
Nice.
All right. Well, that's good enough for about $25 gift card there, Forte.
Oh no, I got it saved. So on the, if you go to the website, I have a goal for $100 one. So I'm waiting to save up.
Man, you're gonna be there for a minute. But
no, not really.
But
it won't take that long.
Harky, we do got a few chats here I want to catch up on before we move forward again. We started about 10 minutes late, and we do appreciate all you guys showing up. About 1,000 of you now. Hit the like button, tell a buddy too. I got to say it about 14 times per show because I got to. I don't know why.
All right. So Yodani Kazada, member for 25 months. R.I.P. to Zocker's gonads. You will be able to play Sackboy without breaking into tears from here on out.
That's
wow.
That's
Hate
true.
of the
Wow.
panel and chat.
Big shout out to you, Donnie.
Monkey Crow, member for 19 months. Awesome show. Glad to catch it live. Where's Tim Dog? Well,
Tim Dog,
we
talked about that before, Monkey Crow. Big shout out to you. But Tim is taking a hiatus from podcasting for a bit. So he'll drop in like a drunk uncle here and there. And, whenever he wants, basically. He can jump in here. So, again, Tim's a really good friend of the show, really great guy. He's taking some R&R. He's been doing this for a while.
All right, so Phase 23, Brooklyn, New York, $20. Factions 2 is Naughty Dog's next game. Of course, it's going to be on PC day one. It's a multiplayer game. The road ahead. Okay.
Yeah, but they didn't say factions. They say going forward.
Yep.
But you're right, Face. That is the Last of Us 2 multiplayer they never never released, and we'll see how much they charge us for that.
Faction is going to be a standalone, correct?
Yep.
It is.
So that could very well come day and date to PC. That would make sense.
But it is coming
to PC.
Yeah.
They've already stated that the
multiplayer stuff.
Multiplayer stuff will be day and date for sure for Sony.
Yep.
They've already stated that.
And if they have any sense, they would do free to play, but they're not going to. So we'll see what happens.
Right now, they're not. Maybe it will at some point, though. Let us know if you have plans to play factions, chat. That Last of Us 2 multiplayer they never released on, just let us know.
I think that rumor, that rumored show that Sony's going to have a banger of a show coming in, around E3 time. I think that's when they'll actually show some faction stuff.
Yeah.
I think we'll finally see it.
I think we've seen it. We've seen it before, but not like,
they kind of, they just pulled that crap back right away and be like, we're going to.
Like, here's that Last of Us 2 multiplayer we never released. Yeah, what do you? Never mind, it's a tease. So, might even call it factions. Ubisoft, I do want to throw this out there because some people are thinking, like Forte said, RIP to E3. You pour one out on the ground for E3. It's
dead.
It's dead. Ubisoft announced that they pulled out of E3.
So,
and it's because they're doing their own damn thing. They say join us June 12th. At whatever time o'clock, and of course they'll have their own place in Los Angeles where they'll be doing some stuff, and this comes hot on the heels of Ubisoft Mirage, which is the Assassin's Creed game basically getting pushed back, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's telling right there, right?
It's all, I think go ahead, Hardy.
Yeah, I was gonna say Tencent and Sega also, right? So it's not just Ubisoft. So at this point, it's and of course the big three have already said they're not going to be there.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody's left. Who's left?
Why even go?
No,
I think
nobody.
Konami's the only one that hasn't pulled out, them and Square Enix.
Why?
It
why
would
do
be
you,
Konami.
What is
why do you
Konami
guys
going to
think
show? Some pachinko machines?
Why do you guys
Yeah.
think everybody is pulling? You think it's because of the money? They just don't want to pay that money to.
I
Just a
think it
smart thing
is.
to
I
do,
think they're
D-Batch.
charging
You
too
wait till
much.
later
Yeah.
in life, and then you work things out then. But it's in terms of them actually not going to E3, it's because they don't want to pay millions of dollars to be on the stage they already got. They can just broadcast to whoever they
Right,
want,
just
wherever they want, right?
broadcast.
Yeah, the pandemic kind of showed them that, right? And they're like, "Oh, look at all this money we saved," and they've all pulled out. And I think it's kind of sad because E3 was a thing. So I guess the guys that got to experience E3 in its natural state, you guys are lucky because it looks like it really is dead.
Yeah,
Hmm.
agreed.
Yeah, I guess Keeley's show is still going though. So Summer Games Fest, it's live. It's the Thursday before E3.
And
or
he's
whatever.
and
If there
he's
is
you
an
know what?
E3.
He's gonna become the de facto E3. He's gonna replace
Yeah,
it.
he is.
because-
I really
is.
don't like that. I mean,
Oh.
Well, that's
I
what's
think
happening.
I know,
Not
I know.
really, not really. And
I think it's going
and the
back
reason
too.
why I think this is going to be a different scenario because you're going to have all these companies doing their own thing around the same time E3 happens anyway. So basically, it's just that the E3 itself and people going to E3 and stuff, that's
Body
all
of
going to
it.
stop.
Yeah.
That's gone.
there's a lot of people going to this year's E3, and I considered it myself. But it's like the more you hear about this crap, like somebody said it in here when we talked about this topic, like what the hell's the point? You've got all these different events that are in different buildings, right, all over the place, and then you've got some of them are overlapping. I think. I mean, Ubisoft again canceling or not canceling, but delaying their next big Assassin's Creed game, and then announcing they're not doing the traditional E3 like many others, most others it seems now, just Konami and their pachinko machines, and maybe Square Enix like Forte said. But yeah, what's the point?
If these companies were smart, they would make sure that their stuff doesn't overlap and not think of it as, you know, the competition aspect of it, but like, hey, we can get all these different reporters to our event if, you know, if we all don't overlap, right? And does everybody share within it? And it could be E3-esque, you know what I'm saying? Without it being E3. But when you're overlapping, yeah, that's not a good that's not a good show because some people are gonna watch your stuff, some people are gonna miss other stuff. It just doesn't make sense. Don't overlap. That's just dumb. Don't overlap.
Most people catch it after, right? Just like this show, right? Most people catch
But
it after
still,
the fact. But yeah, I hear what you're saying.
I like the format. I like okay, 2:00 it's Microsoft show, and at 6:00 it's Sony show, and you know 9:00 it's the freaking PC show. You know, like it has some type of structure to it. And even though it's not going to be at E3 anymore. They need to coordinate that with amongst themselves and not step on each other's toes. I think it'd be beneficial for all of them.
And now remember, Sony were the first major player to back out of E3, if I recall.
Yes.
And you know, again, I don't mean to divert it towards that, but
They're the leader.
that's
They're the
something
leader.
that you know, again, they were the first major one I can recall doing this,
Follow the
and it
leader.
does kind of set a trend in a way. Maybe
They
they were the
set
first
all the
one smart
trends.
enough, or you know, Microsoft went out and bought a whole building and said, "Fuck it, we're having our own shit for now on." And that building across the street.
Listen, Sony sets all the trends. They set the trend of the price hike. Bam, that was done. E3, bam, that was done. Lock up all the exclusives and Money Hat, that was done. Complain to all the studios that you're not doing it, Microsoft's going to do it. They're the leaders in everything.
I
think well, the biggest thing is I think like when Sony decided to do it, I think they saw like nobody thought Nintendo would be able to still maintain after they left E3 like 5 years ago, but they started the whole streaming everything way earlier than everybody else. And I think that with the success that they're still having with their system and getting their information out to their fans, I think that really, really just made it like, okay, if they can do it, we can do it too. And we feel like we're a bigger player than they are. So when Sony decided to do it, then everybody was like, yeah, well, it's kind of over at this point.
You got a good point. Like Nintendo did start doing this stuff pretty early, and I'm like, these motherfuckers had the foresight to do this, but they can't even figure out online voice chat.
Oh my god!
Like they just
For
now
real.
finally untied licenses to the hardware, I think, right? More recently, right, compared to everyone else. Like,
Yeah.
they're behind in
Pretty
everything else,
recently.
but they did lead here, and you got to give them props for not having voice chat still. Fucking Nintendo.
They probably won't on their next console either.
But they surely got a game of the win contender in that Tears of the Kingdom they showed off today.
I bet you it's bundled with 2 cups and a piece of string. You can throw it to your friend across the road while you guys play co-op.
And people are going crazy for the
I already pre-ordered it.
Switch that's coming with it.
Yeah, already pre-ordered it.
And they're going mad crazy for it. And these are guys that already have a Switch. So Nintendo, you know, I play Nintendo games. I have a Switch, and there's some games on there I play, like the classic games, and I play them with my kid and stuff. But overall, I'm not like a big Nintendo head. Maybe for nostalgic reasons, I still play it sometimes. But you can't deny their reach. Just their base is just really loyal. They buy all their stuff, and they're selling like hotcakes, man. It's just incredible to see Nintendo all these years later still up there at the top. It's
Listen, 155
remarkable.
million is on the line, and they will pass it sometime in 2024.
Did they add anything new into this Tears of the Kingdom from Breath of the Wild?
Oh yeah, bro.
Does it come with a headset?
It was a 10-minute gameplay demo that they did today, and it was
I'm
pretty.
scrubbing through it, and it looks pretty Breath of the Wild.
I'm sorry about this, chat.
You better watch it.
All right.
See, you
We can
just
go back to
watching it
Xbox.
and looking and listening to
we
it
can go
tells
back
the
to Xbox.
story. Yeah, let's get back to some
I like to
Xbox
instigate.
topics.
And you know what? I got a thousand people a shout out. Thanks for checking us out, talking about some Nintendo for 5 seconds. And also, if you were just tuning in, Ubisoft confirmed that they're not doing E3 this year. They're doing their own event. They're going to call it something else, probably Ubisoft Forward. And it's going to be at, what time did they say? They said 12 a.m. or 12 a.m. No, it's 10 a.m. PST. So, yeah, you'll be tuning in there on their YouTube channel and everywhere else they stream, surely, if you are interested in that. That's, I wonder if they're going to announce anything else that they're working on that's actually coming out anytime soon. They just enhanced Far Cry 5, if you guys didn't know. You can play it at 60 FPS on the Series X.
And there's free DLC for Xbox users. So if you have Game Pass, you get free DLC.
They're talking about the Mars and all that?
It might be. I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, it's a brand new DLC, and it's free for Game Pass subscribers. So
for Far Cry 5?
For Far Cry 5, yeah.
Wonder why they're doing that.
I never played the DLC, so I might as well.
If it's the one that came in the season pass, like there's one good DLC in there. It's the Mars one. The other two are pretty horrible. I think me and Colt played the Mars one in co-op. It was pretty fun in co-op. But yeah, I mean they did delay Mirage, which is their next big AC title. We'll see where that goes. And they also confirmed that Redfall was canceled on a PS5. /no, the media got that out of a developer apparently. This is
Hours of Darkness. That's what it was. Hours of Darkness.
Hours of Darkness.
I think that's it. Yeah.
That sounds like a PS2 game.
Yeah, sounds like a PS2 game they added.
Far Cry 5. Yeah, whatever. That's the DLC.
So there's a lot of people talking about Redfall right now, right? And the fact that they were originally, of course, because this game's been in development for years and years, right? Since Prey. They were originally developing this for multiple platforms, and since then they were acquired, and their efforts have been focused on PC and Xbox. And people are surprised that Redfall was basically canceled for the PlayStation platform. Why? Why? I mean, you guys clearly are not. But why is everyone surprised about this? Why are people going crazy about it?
No idea. No idea.
Maybe the chat can help me out here.
It's the dumbest freaking thing. Like, they bought them, right? So they told them, you're going to concentrate on these platforms. And the conversation was, this is great. We don't have to put effort into PlayStation, right? That was what the conversation that was happening. And somehow this was misconstrued into, oh my God, they pulled a game from PlayStation. No, they didn't. What are you talking about?
You can't take away what you never.
We're not going to put it on.
You can't take away what you never had.
So it was an interesting attempt at crying wolf, because my biggest thing is, okay, the first problem was, okay, this was a studio that was third party that makes third party games, and for some reason people were shocked that they were making a PlayStation version of the game. And I'm like, okay, first of all, y'all, I don't know why y'all didn't think they were making a PlayStation 5 version of the game. And I also don't know why you're shocked that when Microsoft said that all games are going to be exclusive to the Xbox platform, that there wasn't a PlayStation version anymore. But at some point, I think everybody on this panel knew that there was probably a version of Redfall with a PS5 disc in it. We all knew it. but they just never talked about it because it was never announced. So people just don't understand. Just like there was a version of not Redfall, of Starfield out there. The only reason we know about it is because Sony was trying to money had it for a while. That's the only reason we knew that there was a version of Starfield for PlayStation 5. But guess what? It was never announced for PlayStation 5, but we know there was a version of it.
I gotta
so I don't know why people are surprised.
I laugh when you say that because they're sitting there bitching about Microsoft potentially locking stuff off and how it would kill them and hurt them and how it's bad for the gamer, but they were literally trying to lock down Starfield. Like, they're such faces. They really are.
What's going on here?
I could do you one better. What happened to the version that they made of Final Fantasy Remake?
Oh, shit.
That thing is lost in the that thing.
Where's Final Fantasy 7 Remake? Where is it? Where's we know there's a version out there on Xbox.
Man, that thing is on Voyager 1.
Nobody's
venturing into the cosmos.
That's the difference, okay? We're not writing. They're not writing articles about this and stuff about the Final Fantasy 7 Xbox remake not being there, being taken away from Xbox.
They do the opposite of that. They say, when's the PlayStation version? You know, like they will literally hunt. That's why we found out about the Redfall thing, which is common sense. That's why we found out about the other thing, which is common sense.
Yeah, but the thing is, the biggest difference here is that one actually owns the IP and the other one is just money hatting it.
Facts.
It's ridiculous, you know.
It is.
It's dumb. It's hypocrisy at its best from people like, you know.
Never played it, never enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Minstrel bound. I mean, muscle bound.
Well, and the messed up thing is like everybody wants to have this revisionist history because Microsoft has been saying all these things. Like, we're trying to put more games in front of more people, but then it's like it feels like it's contradictory to what they were saying by taking this game away from people. But I'm like, but wait a minute. This is something that they own. They didn't have, it's not our fault that Sony didn't fight with regulators to try to get the Bethesda deal blocked, because guess what? In their eyes, Bethesda wasn't big enough of a threat to them to feel like, oh, well, we don't care if you take Bethesda. They're a fledgling studio anyways for the first part. But now as soon as this Call of Duty comes around, now everything is like, oh my God, Microsoft is doing this. They're taking games away from people. And I'm like, yo, hold up.
I just like that Sony opened up Pandora's box now. All the eyes are on them. Like what
we will definitely get
Japanese
into that.
regulators said and all that stuff. Oh my gosh. Yeah,
I'm still waiting for that though. I'm still waiting for those letters to come through that they have to show all those third-party deals that they haven't shown yet, so we can see really what's going on behind the scenes.
Sony.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on those documents to come out.
I don't think those documents are going to come out.
Because they're going to let
No, now it's required. Apparently, since
it's required
the judge
now.
ordered
it's required.
Hang on, let her get
they are mandated to do it. so the judge will get those documents.
Sony
Look
said,
what you done
shit.
did, Sony.
Yeah, big shout out to Sony, who again started this process and threw her there. Just motherfuckers knew they was lying about everything. They was like, hang on, didn't you raise the price of your hardware? Oh shit, you did. Okay, what about your game? Oh shit, you raised it. Okay, now everyone else is doing it. Fuck. Like, of course it's on them, and they should have to provide evidence of everything they've said, even though they said the opposite behind the scenes about Game Pass. They're full of shit. One bad mother, by the way.
Yep.
Shout out to him. He says Final Fantasy was shipped on Spirit Airlines, and it's lost in the luggage now. It's gone.
Pretty much.
It's never coming. Capono says, hey, you guys finally have a game that PlayStation fans want. Big shout out to you, Capono. He's a Sony guy, I'm pretty sure, but he watches every week. Shout out to you. But you know what? I think you're wrong. We've seen petitions for weird games at Xbox that a lot of you guys have signed. I think I saw your name on there, Capono.
Mm-hmm.
Twice. But
People
yeah.
ain't care about nothing like Hi-Fi Rush until it comes out on Game Pass day and date, and they're like, oh, that should be on PlayStation. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's again, I think we could kind of reiterate on what's happening just a bit more specifically. We can transition to another topic. But when Sony put their foot out the door there and they're like, hey, Microsoft are trying to smash our foot off with this door. Can you help us? We want to block this shit and get this deal canceled. But it is kind of ironic that all this stuff starts happening. 11 members of Congress apparently are now bitching about their monopoly on certain things, especially Japanese games, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's in Japan, right? So they're actually going after our Japan trade agreement and saying, "Hey, you're not honoring the trade agreement. There's no competition available for our side. What's going on here?"
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they've opened Pandora's box with this big time. This is going to be interesting for Sony. Let's see them try to buy somebody.
I was also reading something.
Did you say let's see him try to buy somebody?
Let's see if they'll try to buy somebody.
Hey, Hargy.
Dude, they opened their mouth and they put themselves as Xbox is their only competition, right? They took Nintendo out of it. They did this. Sony did this, right?
Yep.
And if they have this much market share, yeah, regulators have been taking notes saying, "Oh, what is it about this Sony? Yeah, keep telling us. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
This is bad. This is bad. Oh, that's nice. And look, you do all of them, jackasses. So yeah, good luck buying something. Let's see how that goes."
And what's crazy, Hargy could probably elaborate on this, is that I believe some of the Japanese regulators agreed with some of the stuff, or something with the statement that Microsoft made, something to that effect as well.
I don't know if I've seen that. If they have, that's fantastic.
And surprising.
That means now they're about to be investigated.
Yeah, I saw something to that effect. I don't know the context of it, so maybe you can look into that. And also Sean Layden coming out and saying that. I saw a lot of people getting upset at his comments.
What did he say, D-Batch? Drop the sauce.
I'm pretty much. He pretty much just said that, it's good for competition, that it's good for the industry.
I think he wants a job at Xbox now.
Yeah, and then somebody on, some fanboy tried to come at Sean Layden, and
Who
Sean
was it?
Layden told him, "I don't know,"
Oh, damn
but
it.
Sean Layden told him to get help.
He said get help.
It was
Yeah, he
it was a tweet from an Xbox person saying the only way we're going to expand to a larger community is by bringing in other communities and developers, right? And that was it. And Sean's like, right on, right? And apparently that was a traitorous act or treasonous act from this moron, this one PlayStation fanboy moron, and like everybody else is like, what are you talking about? This there's nothing wrong with that statement. Like,
What did the
what's
guy
wrong
say
with
to
that?
Sean Layden?
He said you're a traitor.
Wow.
It was a diatribe of things, and I'm like, what are you talking about?
He's a traitor.
I don't know.
He shaved his beard.
Yeah, because it was. I mean, it
that
was
was
so
among the things.
outlandish
Like, I
that
don't know what
it
you're
was
talking
fitting for Sean Layden to come back and just write, seek help. And-
Get help. Yeah, exactly. That's what he said. Get help.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, chat. Let us know if you agree with Sean Layden. Some guys, they're losing it. They're calling Sean Layden a traitor because, again, he's not rioting about this stupid acquisition. I don't agree that it's the only way you can grow something like that, but it's obviously the main one that everyone does, and Sony are basically, they're right up there. They're not making as big of purchases, but they're literally buying studios left and right here lately. I wonder what the next one they will buy will be, Fonz. I know you know.
I don't know. No,
he's lying. He told me.
Square Enix, come on.
no, bro, they're worth like $11 billion. You think Sony's got that kind of money? They are.
They're not going to be able to buy him.
Final
Square
Fantasy
Enix is worth $11 billion. Yeah, Final Fantasy
crazy.
makes
They're
a
not gonna
lot
be
of
able to
money,
buy
bro.
them.
Final Fantasy 14
does.
is a cash cow, revenue fucking stream.
And then
They're not
the
gonna be able
next
to buy
one, the next one's going to be good. I even want to play the next one, and I don't
Yes,
play
me
Final
too.
Fantasy.
Listen, they can buy them. They're just going to stop by payday loans first and sign the rights to their title to their
That's what
car
they-
over, and they'll be able to get it.
Square, but it is Square Enix that most people
Dude,
are looking at, saying that's a good fit for Sony because they've been in their pockets all this time anyway.
Yep.
Sony's smart. Sony doesn't need to buy them. They just give them the money and say, just put the shit on our shit. That's it.
Hey,
Yeah.
Vantage 4K says Capcom. We've got Bedtime saying Crytek. We got Giga J saying Asobo. There's a few others in there saying Asobo. Yeah, and Donnie just with a Halo
That would
emoji.
add so much. That would add so much insult to injury if Microsoft bought Square Enix later on down the road.
Oh, I'd laugh my face
Yeah,
off, man.
I think they should. But look,
Oh
everybody
my
seems to
God.
think
I was joking
Capcom-
about
no,
Fonz
sorry,
knowing. It was just a joke, guys.
Yes, it's a joke. Yeah, they're like, really, Fonz?
You should
Tell
be
us."
able to
Yeah.
pick up on that by now if you watch the show. Like, we're
Yeah.
just joking.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
Like,
yeah, Fonz tell
Square
us.
Enix deals with everybody though, right? So they've made several exclusive deals with Nintendo. They put the first big AAA game in Game Pass, right? In Outriders. They put their other games there, Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy. They put most of the Final Fantasies in Game Pass, right? So I don't know that it's entirely one sided or another. They just want money. That's it. They just want
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
And they've lent their studio to Xbox to make the Initiative's game, right? I don't think they care. They're just there to say who's paying me. Cool, we'll go with that one, right?
Yeah.
So they'll go with whoever pays. They need a big change of scenery right now. They're hurting. They're looking to be bought. It's very clear they're looking to be bought.
Mhm.
It actually behooves them to try to make that deal with Microsoft. But I don't know that Sony would be able to, given what just happened with, hey, you have a 98% market share in Japan. go buy a Japanese publisher of the ilk.
Yeah,
of
it makes
Square
no
Enix.
sense.
Good luck.
Mhm.
Good luck getting that approval.
Are
Good
you
luck.
are you up on your mic pretty good? I just want to make sure so I can.
No, I'm a little back. I can
Okay.
increase it. if you
Every
want.
single
There you go.
inch
Is that
matters,
better?
Hargeet. I know you know that.
I think after this ABK deal, though, in all honesty, I don't think Microsoft needs to buy anybody else. I think after this deal, they're going to
No, they need Asian content. They definitely will. And remember, Satya already said they're buying multiple more publishers.
Mhm.
That's what they said after buying ABK. They're like, we are buying multiple more
They're buying
publishers. So you
Barnes
should
and
expect
Noble.
more.
That's what they're buying.
I
Hey,
don't know.
shout out to
I
Titan
don't know about
Drago.
this.
He
I
says
don't know
sub
about the
Spider-Man.
Asian market, man. Asian market's hard to crack, man. They've been at it for so long. I think you just gotta cut your losses at this point, man. I just don't think they're ever truly gonna make it in that market. I'm just being honest.
You think Microsoft's gonna say, "Oh, we'll just go away"? And come on,
But they make
Yeah,
zero.
dude.
But
We're
they make
sorry.
zero money. They make zero money
Yeah.
in that market.
Yeah, but I mean, again,
it's just
like
it's just
think
you're
they
telling
care?
Ali to quit boxing after the first loss right
Yeah,
now.
it's
You know.
like, nope.
One thing about
I would say go conquer Europe instead, man. That's what I would say.
Well,
One
I
thing
wouldn't
that
waste my
doesn't-
time there. And then later on in time come, but I'm just being honest. That market gives a damn about them. Just
Yeah.
being honest.
well,
Yeah,
at the end of the day, the cloud's a big part of that going forward, and I think the best is yet to come for that.
I think that
I
might change
think one
once
thing that- Go
mobile
ahead,
becomes
go
a
ahead.
part of it. I
Mhm.
think if the ABK deal goes through, I think that changes drastically
Mobile.
with
That's
mobile.
true. That's true. Mobile.
Yep. And
Yeah.
Square is the biggest publisher with mobile games in Japan. So just saying, there's plenty of
Yeah,
little things
the
that'll line
mobile
there.
market. Yeah, the mobile market because they are definitely with them. They don't even like fucking PlayStation there, man.
No, right?
When you
Exactly.
really think about it.
Mm.
Well,
But-
I was going to say one thing that a lot of people don't really talk enough about is the fact that, these companies and even some publishers out there, like, this Activision Blizzard King deal, they are looking to be bought. And if this deal didn't go through for Microsoft, guess what? They'd probably lower the price a bit and get bought out by somebody else. I mean, if you read everything that's been going on with those companies, that's what they were looking to. They've been looking to get bought. So, I mean, what would you rather have? Freaking Microsoft get them or Tencent? I mean,
People don't
I know,
understand what
right?
Tencent does in the long run, though. Like, Tencent owns a little bit or a decent amount, not controlling stake, in a lot of different things, including the Warhammer developers, right?
Omar, they would lower the price because they would have to at that point.
Yep.
Not a lot of people have that kind of money to spend $70 billion on even a publishing outfit like that.
Yeah, they own Riot, right? Tencent.
Whispering
think
Fawn
they
said
own
not a
Riot.
lot of people have a lot of money to spend on publishing. like that.
Whispering?
Yeah,
No, I was just
He was
talking.
telling us a bedtime story.
No, but seriously, it's crazy that people don't talk about that stuff enough. That these companies would not get bought if they didn't want to get bought.
That's true. They're the ones who signed. They're the ones who agreed to the deal, right? Kind of like Game Pass.
Facts. Like Square Enix, like we were talking about Square Enix, they want to get bought. It's obvious they want to get bought.
Yeah, totally is.
They do. And speaking of Warhammer, when the hell are we getting Darktide, man? It's been a little bit here. Do we think it's still coming out this year or what?
I remember they put out something that there were so many bugs on the PC side that they were going to fix the bugs before concentrating on the console port.
Did they not know they
don't
were there
know.
before they launched the damn game? Like, well, they saw the
know.
backlash. Like, fuck, people do
have you
care.
seen,
Yeah,
have
it
you
was
seen
backlash.
games released this year?
Oh man, Forte, when is it dropping? Warhammer, Darktide, Xbox.
Who knows? That game's not coming out to next
By fall.
maybe fall, early next year at the latest.
Ashtray says who's going to buy
I think it's
RDS.
going to miss 2023, man.
So you don't think it's actually going to hit this year?
No, I think it's going to be early next year.
Yeah.
Well,
Unless we
It might be.
see something over the
That's
next
crazy.
month to 2 months, it's not going to hit this year, bro.
by the way, there was another patent. Sony are definitely dipping their tiny size 4 feet in the NFTs. They're dipping
Oh
the toe
my
in.
God.
They're playing around with those. And we'll see who else follows or who else is doing this. But I'm pretty sure
That's
every
crazy
company's
when-
starting to.
Well, that's crazy knowing that, I've heard recent news that NFTs are failing within games and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They're not doing too well. So don't know why. they'd
Yeah,
be
The world
trying
ain't
to
ready
dip their
for it,
toes.
man.
or they don't want it.
I don't think we'll ever be ready for it. I
Yeah.
don't think a lot of gamers want it, to be honest.
I
Yeah.
don't think a lot of gamers even know what it is, honestly.
Yeah,
I'm buying virtual stickers. Yay.
Like, oh, I own this in perpetuity. What's that? What can I do with it? Nothing. Exactly.
Game Shark says, "Don't worry, NFTs are coming to save Square." They're
my
definitely
God.
focusing on it. They've got a high interest in NFTs as well. But I have a high interest in changing the topic and shouting out over 1,100 people watch this live, guys. Hit the like button, tell everybody to we're live. We appreciate it as we do move forward. I think we got a few chats here. I want to get this one from Dreadpool real quick. He says he's bought his Series X for $200 using his Microsoft reward points. Currently at
Wow.
485,000. What?
Nice.
Are you talking lifetime or like just say? Oh, holy shit! He's saving this up for Christmas. So I mean, this is he's going to buy all kinds of Christmas presents. No, I'm just kidding. It's not Christmas, but he's getting the custom one that's coming, and we're going to talk about that actually. But big shout out to Dreadpool, and that's a lot of points, man. 400K just sitting there. They do expire
That's a
once you
lot.
redeem them, though. I think
They do.
after so long. I don't know. I know it's a good amount of time, but they do expire.
It's 2 months. Once you redeem, they give you it will show in the library, like when you go to your purchase history, it will show how much you have in credit, and then it will show you an expiration point for however much you used in Microsoft points.
Mm-hmm. So
Usually
2
it's
months,
2
your free
months.
money will disappear if you don't spend it in 2 months.
Right.
Exactly. But yeah, we covered Redfall, canceled on PS5. That's obviously common sense.
Canceled.
As a matter of fact, they're using it as a weapon since it ain't coming. They'd be using it as a weapon if it was coming. So, pick your poison.
Yep.
Ninja Theory. We all know they're kind of... A lot of people say Coalition, and Coalition are definitely at the tip of the spear, but believe it or not, small, little, tiny baby Ninja Theory, they are right up there near them, right? They're like down by their kneecap or something, but they're up there. They got a lot of really impressive technology. They've won multiple awards for the technology, and that's when they were independent. Now they're pushing it harder than ever, and they've shown off some UE5 stuff, basically in engine there with Hellblade 2 and how they capture the faces of people, and
Oh my God.
it was damn impressive, Fonz.
The funniest thing was I saw a tweet by some PlayStation fanboy, and he stated, like, why is this impressing people? Just this actress doing her scene. Like, he thought it was real. He thought it was just the actress.
Yep.
Yeah. He thought it was just a recording of her face.
Hell of a difference.
It wasn't her.
That's how great it looks. I'm telling you, that skin, whatever they did with the skin model there,
The skin.
just the movement of the face, like every little pimple, and dude, it's so freaking hyper realistic and so good looking. The eyes are so freaking good. No dead stare, no dead eye. It's perfect. Like, it looks so real.
Mm-hmm.
Look, if they get even close to looking like that within game, that's the best facial animations I've ever seen in a game, bar none. Nothing comes close to what I saw in that little tech demo. Nothing. And I love the gods of this space, which are Rockstar. Rockstar has the best facial animations and best graphics in that department. Naughty Dog's up there as well too. But this, I mean, it made them look like simpletons.
All right. Well,
It was that good looking.
it did look really good. And my girl's actually playing through Red Dead 2 right now, and I'm looking at this game like, this fucking thing still looks better than almost anything on next generation.
It does.
It looks incredible. You're right. Rockstar, especially for how many platforms they make stuff on, I think they're number one right now. But Ninja Theory showed off some stuff. They showed the video of the UE5 facial animations and the scene the actress was doing. Some people thought it was just her doing a scene, but that was actually the graphics in the demo. And I think they know people are going to be scrutinizing this when it comes out. I think they're confident in what they're seeing, and they do say they're pushing the boundaries of real-time facial animations, right? So they're
And
doing new things.
guys, I got to tell you in the chat, if you only saw this on your phone or whatever, go to your 4K TV, watch that in 4K. It is mind-blowingly freaking just so realistic looking.
it'll look better in real time, D-Batch, in person.
Yeah, it was incredible. I have video footage up on my channel, so after the show, go check it out.
Mhm.
I watched the GDC presentation. I watched multiple Unreal Engine 5 demos. and I have to say overall I'm impressed. Now, specifically the Hellblade demo, incredible. Now, what they showed was on a cell phone, they captured her facial animations, uploaded it to the PC, and like within 2 minutes, they had all of that down packed. They just applied it onto like a general model of her and other characters, and all the facial animations carried over, even to like, you know, customized animated kind of graphics, not realistic looking characters, and all of the mannerisms carried over. It was really, really, really impressive. And I gotta say, because I've been playing a lot with Unreal Engine 5, what you see is what you get. It's not one of these tech demos like, oh, it's not going to look like that in game. The stuff that you're seeing Unreal Engine, it looks like that in game. When you're zooming in, like all the, like in the demos, you zoom into the character, you're seeing all of that detail. It is there. And if you have any doubts, look at the Matrix demo. That was incredible. And when we were playing it, like the graphics, it held up. It looked as good as it did in the demos. Unreal Engine 5 is a game changer. They also showed some other demo with I think it's a Riviera truck or something like that. I might be saying the name wrong.
Rivian.
It's Rivian.
Rivian. That demo was absolutely incredible. Now, one of the Achilles heels of Unreal Engine 5 was the foliage. And the foliage, they're able to do it now with nanites. It looks incredible.
Yeah,
procedural generation that they showed, it blew my mind. We are
even
in
the
for
Fortnite stuff they showed was
Yes.
really
UE5.
and I've some of those demos are available right now on your Xbox. You can play it right now. I've played some of those demos. It's incredible. You can make your own stuff on the Xbox, on the PC right now using those tools. It's available right
D,
now.
Why don't they sell some of that, you know, that camera, using your camera on your phone and, you know, putting it to the computer? Why don't they sell that little thing to freaking EA so they can get your face right in your games, man? Because damn,
EA don't have games
putting
anymore.
your face into those things, they're horrible, bro.
Yeah.
It's all I gotta say is that it's highly impressive. Unreal Engine 5 is no joke. It is the future. Most of our games are going to be using this technology, and everybody should be excited, especially with the updates. Like, you know, after the show, please, you don't have to watch my video. Just go watch some of the GDC presentations. It will blow your mind. This is the the steps in graphics that I've been waiting for this whole generation. I've been kind of bored with some of the graphics. And there's some games that look fantastic, but overall, you know, they all kind of look the same. With Unreal Engine 5, we are starting to approach like photorealism. Like, it's like it's here. It's freaking here, and it's
getting
amazing.
closer.
And not if people say, well, if everything's using UE5, it'll look all the same. It's like, no, Sea of Thieves all the way up to, you know, fucking, what the hell's that game? Days Gone, right? Sea of Thieves all the way to Days Gone. Same exact engine, right? Like, it's up to the developers what they want to tune that art style around. I think it's very important. By the way, Vantage 4K says you could even see the veins in Sinu's eyes in that. I mean, you're looking real close right there. You're right up on that. It looks incredible. That's the point, right? And you can play the Matrix demo, and I think without things like that running locally on your console, people wouldn't even think it's possible. They wouldn't, because that's how much developers haven't pushed the hardware, which is why I get so fucking annoyed when people tell me the hardware's not strong enough.
Yeah.
It blows my mind, because we can, like you said, we can play these demos ourselves.
Yeah, I'm kind of annoyed with the whole mid-gen refresh talk, honestly, because like it feels like the generation honestly hasn't started. It just started. It feels like this year. Like, it honestly feels like it's just now starting.
Yeah.
Because everything before this that we've seen before this has been coming out on last gen hardware as well. So even Sony's games, like most of them have come out in last gen hardware. This year, their games moving forward are going to be just on the PS5, which is a great thing. That's what we want to see. So I don't understand like why. And plus, we haven't even used all the tech within the boxes yet.
And
so
just because it's on next gen only doesn't mean they'll even do it then, right? I mean, it's 100% down to what these developers are going to do and how they want to implement it. And by the way, the Sony fan that couldn't tell the difference between the tech demo and the real person doing a scene, his name was Chris Hart, and he's apparently a real rabid Sony fanboy, and that means that motherfucker probably blocked.
The consoles going forward, this is what I believe. Like, I think we'll still probably see a console 25, 26 to 26. I think we're probably gonna see another console. But I think these consoles, I think they're gonna really emphasize upscaling technology. I think that's what's gonna have the longevity of these consoles. not DLSS 3. I'm sorry, I misspoke. FSR 3 needs to become available on the consoles, and AMD is working to make this happen. They said that's the reason why it hasn't been released yet. So I do expect it to be on the consoles.
Yeah.
FSR2, we're starting to see FSR2 on more console games, but this needs to be the norm. I think once we see more of these upscaling technologies, then, you know, a lot of people's concerns will be, you know, unwarranted. And I think Unreal Engine 5 there's an FSR plugin for Unreal Engine 5 now. So I think going forward, these engines are going to support these consoles much better. And I think a part of it is the cross development. I think because of the cross development, they haven't really been able to really concentrate on these consoles. So we're going to see in the next year and a half, 2 years, what they're truly capable of doing. And I think we're going to see some amazing things. And like I said, Unreal Engine 5, this is the future. I am so impressed with the technology, and these games you can play right now on your Xbox Series console. You can go into the Unreal Engine 5, I forget what it's called, UFN or something, and you can play these demos. You can play these demos right now. You don't have to wait.
Hey, D, I'm fine with mid-gen refreshes. Don't get me wrong, but my point is, it's like it feels like the gen is just starting. Technically speaking, you could say a mid-gen refresh could come in 2024 because that's technically mid-generation, but I'm just saying that's way too fucking soon right now, especially with the way it's been feeling, you know, the pandemic and everything. We're 2 years behind essentially. So like I said, it feels like it's just starting, and I think they need to wait another 3 years before they come out with anything like that.
Yeah, just wait 3 years to come out with.
Why not just have a new gen?
Well, I think this is going to be this could be a long generation, and I think it's more than possible on the technical side, and software is still not even caught up to where what the last gen consoles could even max out. Some developers even believe it or not. This generation's got a lot of life in it. Honestly, it's the most balanced hardware of all time when it comes to consoles. And shout out to Boba Fett, who just got a second to chill out and talk in the chat. Big shout out to Boba and Ashtray. Really cool guys. But we do got to move forward because there's other shit that I want to talk about right now. And a big part of that is Sony. Again, no, I did want to rattle this off real quick because it's something a few people sent me. Sony are removing the PS Plus collection in May.
Yes, they are.
What does that entail? What are they removing? And why are they saying fuck you?
It's a lot of games. Last of Us, Spider-Man, basically all of their top games from the PlayStation 4, like the real hitters. They made them available when you bought a PlayStation 5 and you had PS Plus. You were granted, I think it's 10 to 12 games. I can't remember the exact number. And you were granted these games. Now they're going to take them away. So if you have access to PS Plus, download these games right now. Like once you download them and you have access to them, you're always going to have access to them. But new subscribers or people just turning on their PlayStation 5 after May that didn't take advantage of this, they will no longer be able to. And it's kind of sad, but in a way, it kind of was a surprise. When I fired up my PlayStation and I saw those games, I was like, what the hell? And it actually saved me some money because some of the games that I had, I was able to trade them in for other games because like, I don't need any more.
But now you lost them, D-Bash, forever.
These same guys are complaining about the dollar deal being gone on Game Pass, but nothing about this?
Well, you know how it goes. Sony can never do no wrong, and Microsoft sneeze and they're the devil.
Oh, by the way, D, are they still paying for cloud saves over there?
I think so.
Yeah, I thought so.
You know, some of them don't know they're paying for cloud saves, Swans. You got to understand that. Some of them don't know that.
Just like me, I didn't
try to retrieve your stuff.
But you're not a rabid Sony guy on Twitter, you know, talking.
Oh, I was rabid that day. I found out I was paying for cloud saves.
No, they don't know that until they come into the store wanting to trade in their PlayStation 4 to a 5, and they say, "How do I back up my stuff?" I say, "You got PlayStation Plus." No, you need to get PlayStation Plus so you can back your stuff up.
And even if you do have PlayStation Plus, you got to do it manually too by Game Pass.
You got to do it manually, yeah.
Oh my God, it's so
you got to manually upload all of your saves.
And you get a maximum of 35 kilobyte. No, I'm just kidding. I mean,
wow, it's not that low.
Yeah, it's way better than that. I'm just kidding. Yeah. Again, I remember Fonz was hoisting that. He went and got a crane. He hoisted that bitch out of the box at PS5. He put it in his entertainment center, and then
I feel like you were setting me up that day.
What are you talking
bro?
about?
Like, no, you and Colt were giggling like schoolgirls. Wait till he finds out. Wait till he finds out. And I find out. I'm like, where's my saves? You guys are all, you don't have PS Plus. No. Oh.
You know,
yeah, you're gonna have to
like
get your flash drive and
Y'all did 'em
manually
like- y'all
port
did 'em
everything
bold, man.
over from your PlayStation 4. You do have your PS4, right? You didn't get rid of that, right? Because
you got a
without
flash
that,
drive?
you're gonna lose your saves.
I feel like it's the least you deserve because we had talked about that on the show that you were on, and you didn't know that.
I
but
was screaming, dude. I was so fucking mad. I was like, why the fuck, Sony? Why would you do this shit? This is so fucking archaic. This is stupid. This is the dumbest shit ever. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Guess what? They're not the only ones that does it. Nintendo does it too.
Nintendo does it too.
I'm not surprised there. Forte. Anyway, I did want to rattle this off as well because this is something that's come out about what we were talking about earlier. That the regulators and Congress and stuff, they were all officially recognizing that Sony had been paying third parties to just block access to games, like kind of like Nintendo did with Monster Hunter, right? When they paid for that to not be on any other platform. They've been doing this as well as money hatting games. Like this is like recognized by the government now. Some people still deny that, or believe it or not. And then we got this whole section about the UK's CMA thing, which did we go full in on that? Because that's kind of a big deal.
Yeah. What was that?
Regulators mount up.
Regulators.
Regulators.
Mount up.
Yeah, there's a section in here, Hargeet, if you want to get that. But it's the UK CMA has, they're like, hey, it's cool now. Shit. Everything's good.
Yeah. Will not result in a substantial lessening of competition in console gaming. Essentially, they were using numbers that they had kind of come up with along with Sony. And when, Microsoft said, hey, those numbers are off. Here's what you really need to look at.
Wow.
They did the calculations again and said, you're right. It would lose you money to take the game away from PlayStation. So there's no reason you would actually do that. So
that's like a dumb moment, right?
You think they would have did that math already, though, because it's their job to decide if this stuff. They took Sony's numbers and just said, yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. I mean, but look, good, better, and different. They did eventually get to the right place, right?
Yeah.
So they did their job. They did the analysis. And they came to the conclusion that like this whole thing is just not necessary. So Sony's complaint. So like the European side, EU, the EC has already dropped it. They'd already dropped that part, and now the CMA has done so as well. And so like the whole complaining, Jim flying, Ryan crying, whatever he's the Sony baloney is over.
All of the weeks of podcasting and all the millions of videos by some people, all about the CMA, it's all gone.
Yeah,
never played it, never enjoyed it.
Yep.
the remaining item for both the CMA and the EC is cloud, and that's fair. But Microsoft, as you know, is like you get a 10-year deal, you get a 10-year deal, you get a 10-year deal. So they're gonna figure that out with them, whatever concession they need there, and get this deal wrapped up. The FTC is probably going to come to the table as well because otherwise they get nothing. So this deal is done. Japan just also approved it unconditionally, no concessions. So it's done there. And so it's all the dominoes are falling in place now. It's pretty much done. I say at the end of this, coming April, it's either at the end of April or beginning of May. It's wrapped up. And
I thought it was last August, Hargeet.
Yeah.
I heard that from the inside.
I think they said the decision end of
Christmas.
April. I think they said end of April is their decision.
Yeah, I mean, that's their
27th.
deadline, right? The deadline is that, and then the European Union has moved theirs to I think it was May 22 or something like that. But again, I think that's really just to get out of the way of the FTC because I think the FTC wants to get their bite at it as well. So, but they're all going to wrap it up pretty much in the same time frame, right?
Yeah.
So. I think end of April, this is kind of wrapping up.
The real funny thing about this whole acquisition, the only thing that really still is like weird is everybody's fighting about Call of Duty when Call of Duty isn't even the biggest thing that's
It's not the
part of
biggest
this.
play, yeah.
Not even the
It's
biggest
mobile.
play. Like the biggest play is mobile.
Yeah.
But none of the
Mobile people have a problem with
the
it.
mobile have anything to say about it. It's like Apple
Google
hasn't
did
said
complain.
nothing. Google hasn't really.
What's
Google
like the competitor
Google
to
did
King,
complain.
right? Like who's the competitor to like King? The part of the bigger part of the acquisition.
Well, it's not even the fact that it's King. It's the fact
Isn't that
that
big?
Microsoft can pull all of that stuff out of the App Store and go browser based like they did with Xbox.
No,
with
so
Xbox
this
Game
is part
Pass
and parcel of it. and one of the things that they're getting is they want to be like the regulators and the legislatures in the other countries, especially Europe, want to support the mobile part of it. They just passed a what was it called? The digital something, I can't remember the name, but it's an act in Europe that requires those platforms, Android and iOS, to open up to other app stores.
Exactly.
So that is what's happening.
Good.
And Microsoft will become big enough to say, hey, we've got a lot of content and we will be creating a game store. I'm sure they'll add other stuff to it as well, right? But they're going to make that happen. And that brings competition for platforms that, you know, currently are very locked.
It's kind of crazy that they went this
be back.
long without you know, with just having their own ecosystems and their own stores with no competition allowed there. You know, there's Android and iOS basically.
Well,
That's
just
it.
Tim
Got it to
Sweeney to
Windows
come
Phone.
out and start talking on Twitter, and then the whole world goes on fire when it comes to that.
Shit.
Well,
Yeah, they already supported it, right? So I think it was Tim actually came out and said, yeah, we want to be able to take the Epic store. He's that's Epic, right, Tim?
Yeah,
I
so you
think
wanted to
that's
take
right,
the
right?
Epic store and make it.
Yep.
and-
He's like, we'll
yeah,
put our
and-
stuff on mobile, right?
Right,
And they've been
exactly.
having that fight, right? The Epic versus Apple thing. And this way they can just bring their own store there and have Fortnite be available on all platforms, and they control the
Hey, man,
revenue.
that's how we found out about
So-
the crossplay tax.
Yep.
Epic
Oh my
and-
goodness.
The
Yeah.
Sony were
Apple and-
enforcing, right?
Yeah.
Yep. I do remember that, and now it's kind of common.
Yep.
There's some other games out there that could really use crossplay between at least the same generation of console that still don't have it. We could talk about that another time, but when it comes down to all the stuff being approved, like I said, I think it's a matter of time, but I don't care either way at this point. I just want it to go away.
So the question I have for you, though, dealer, is if this does get approved, let's say it gets approved by April, there's a game that's in your thumbnail that a lot of people loved and played over the course of the last couple of weeks, and there was a beautiful young gentleman that used to work for Xbox a long time ago and said, this game is not coming to Game Pass. Please go out and buy this game. That game comes out June 12th. So that's like a month and a half.
You're talking about
after-
Diablo 4, for those that don't know.
Exactly.
And that's last
Diablo
week's thumbnail
4.
I accidentally put on. I changed stuff. But yeah,
Oh,
go
you
ahead.
changed
Yeah.
it. Got you. So, do we actually think that might actually happen if this deal does pass
day and
through that
date?
early? Not. It probably won't be day and date.
tough.
It probably won't
Yeah.
be day and date. But do we think
It will
be-
come to Game Pass
this year,
obviously.
though.
It will come to
Eventually.
Game Pass.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
It'd probably be
That's the question. Right,
I think for the holidays, it'd probably make.
That's
the
what I'm
big
thinking.
deal.
Mostly
Yeah.
right before the holidays, probably.
I don't think they have
if-
any reason to. This game's going to sell fine. It's going to sell great, I think. Everyone's
Oh, I
loved
do.
it for the most part
But I
that
think-
I've talked to.
I already
I
bought the
think during
$100
the
version of
holidays,
it.
though, I think it's another catalyst just to sell consoles, right, and sell the service. I think it's just a good thing to have. A lot of people are loving the game. Like I got to be honest, it's not my type of game at all.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of people are enjoying it. So enjoy the game.
Yeah,
I've
mean-
seen some secret SKUs around retail that there's possibly a
bundle deal.
version.
Yep.
There's an Xbox
There's a
Series X
Xbox
console
deal.
for it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen some stuff around the way about that.
Yeah, let me,
Yeah, as
let
far
me
as it
skip to
coming
that.
to
Let me
Game
skip
Pass,
to that
though.
since y'all motherfuckers done
All right.
took my topic and taking shit over here. New Xbox Series X console, and we can come back to a few more in between here and there. But there's a new Series X console that's dedicated as a custom console for Diablo 4. And it's apparently on the way. They're getting like data mining for this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's apparently going to be a bundle, right? So, announcement date to be determined. The release date June 6th. That's what this says, right? It also says the price in the U.S. dollars is $600. So
Oh,
it's,
yeah,
it's a
that's
Series X with custom
I thought-
edition and the game for $600.
I thought it was
Ooh.
560, but okay.
Oh, no,
Whatever I
hang on.
saw.
Actually, no, I actually misread that. My bad. $559. I just glanced at it and
Yeah.
thought it was $600.
Yeah.
So the same price as the Halo one,
Yep.
I think.
No, the Halo one was 600.
One was
wasn't
5
it?
Damn.
No, it
was
was 550. It was 550.
The Halo one was 550.
Forte, how many of those Halo consoles did you sell?
None because they didn't bring them in stores.
Yeah.
All right.
I
it
bought
was only online.
2 of them. I
Hargy
think.
bought 2 of them.
Those
Yeah,
those
so-
consoles sold out.
But you know what?
Instantly.
That's also without the game though, because it did. That was
They were
just the console
good-looking
by itself,
consoles, man.
wasn't it? It
No.
wasn't
No, it came with Halo.
It gives you
Did it
entitlement.
come with the game in the box? Oh,
Digital. Digital.
Not the game in the box. It's
It was
digital.
loaded on the
Yeah, that's what I'm
loaded in
saying.
the
It was
system.
digital on the system.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
There's no pictures of this Diablo 4 console, right?
Oh no,
Not
man.
yet.
Not yet.
Just a
Eventually,
regular
because they
one.
could do something really cool with that if they designed
Yeah,
it.
but would they?
Yeah.
But the only thing that throws me off about that price point though is if they make a. I mean, if the Halo one was 550, then yeah, I guess they could get away with a custom console at that price point with the game.
You remember
in the
they
box.
used to do those, and it had
Yeah,
the game
man.
for the same price as a regular console back in the
They
day.
did.
Just about
I
to say
miss
that,
those
man.
days.
I don't understand why these companies don't focus on that. Look at Nintendo. Nintendo's coming out with a custom Zelda Switch. People
Yep.
probably been on their
Selling
third
out.
Switch now. You know what I'm saying? And this
Yeah.
thing is
My-
selling
it'd
out.
Be my
Yeah.
it'd be my fourth one.
The Halo edition. I had a regular Xbox and I got the Halo edition one. I know a lot of people that already had an Xbox that got the Halo edition one. It sold out instantly. It was one of the
Yep.
hardest consoles I've ever had
Hold
the
up.
pleasure of trying to get in my entire life.
Hold up, D.
freaking hard.
Forte. Did
Yo,
you just
what's up,
say you're
bro?
gonna have a fourth Switch?
Yeah, this be my fourth
For
Switch.
your, other,
my
for your,
second.
for your other
my-
foot? Like, what the
It'd
fuck
be,
are you
it'd be
doing
my
with these?
no. Listen, I'm talking about over the course of what's that? 5 years. It'll be my fourth one.
What? Why?
Because I had the version 1, then I went to version 2 with the better battery. Then I went to OLED, which is
Yeah.
the one I got
Oh,
last
they got
year.
you. They
and
saw
I'm
you
getting-
coming, bro.
And no, listen, they ain't just get
The
me.
OLED one makes a difference, to be honest.
No, yeah, the OLED. If you play more handheld, the OLED makes sense because I don't play on the TV. I only play in handheld.
Capono, you being messy.
You get all those 15 frames a second in those games.
But guess
on
what?
any of the
Guess
screens,
what? I'm
bro.
not alone. You know why? Because I've been telling people this for years. As soon as they started releasing different colors of that Switch and with different Joy-Cons and everything, I said they are going to get to a point where households are going to have 5 and 6 different Switches in their house. And how do you think they made it to 130 million
And it's
consoles
already
already?
at 5. It's already at 5 years. I mean, they got to be looking at their next Switch, right? They got to be looking at that.
Well,
next
it's a lot of
Switch.
rumors.
That's crazy.
It's a
Yeah,
lot of
that's
rumors
not-
of
yeah,
it.
let's-
A lot of times our cycle starts right
Yeah.
after the one they just released, right? So
Yeah.
they're in
I think
R&D
he
for
wants-
quite a while.
I think he really likes the Switch, and that's why he keeps talking about it. Let's go.
He likes them. But yeah, the fact that you own 4 is
Love it.
unacceptable and it's kind of weird. But you know what, Forte, you're awesome. So we'll just ignore that.
I appreciate you, bro.
and,
Shout out to all the people that play Diablo. It was great.
yeah, Diablo was good from what I hear. I don't prefer to play betas, honestly, because they always steal something from me. The last beta I went really hard in, I put over 24 hours in, I know, was Bad Company 2. That beta,
Damn.
I played the fuck out of that beta. It was such a good game, and EA can't even make
That
an
game
old
was
game
great.
again.
Well,
Just
you
make
know,
it the same fucking way again. Just release it, damn it.
I really agree with you on that. And Battlefield is definitely one of those games that I tend not to want to do it for because usually as you play it, all the stuff is in the game already. But with Diablo, they capped you at 25, and that game really truly doesn't open up until you get like into the high 40s and 50s and stuff. So there's a lot of stuff left on the table that you didn't even experience in that beta that you won't get a chance to see until the actual
Well, it was
game
like one
comes out.
map in Bad Company, but yeah, I get what you're
Yeah,
saying.
and it was like a static map. So there's
It
a
was a
lot of
good
stuff
map.
that's gonna happen. It was good, bro.
I was talking
And
about
they-
Battlefield, but yeah, go ahead.
Oh, whatever. Forget
Bad Company.
Battlefield at this point. 2042 is actually pretty good if you
Stop
haven't
lying to the
played it.
people right now.
It is. It's really good now. Shout
But
out to Vince Capella for fixing it.
He did it with his bare hands.
He
Did he
did.
change the whole game?
He made the whole game better. That's why we're not going to get a Titanfall 3,
He
unfortunately.
deleted it off the store. That's what he did. And now it's
Oh my
better.
god! Here you go.
Listen,
That's terrible.
Battlefield, I can't give them a pass. Like, I know I'm friends with a developer on the game, and after what he told me, like, and what they needed for because I tweeted out about the delay on Battlefield before they announced this shit, and I knew it because of that. And what they asked for, they got a fraction of it. EA knew that this shit wasn't anywhere near ready to release, and they still fucking
I
did
believe
it.
it.
And it just
Publishers
blows
for
my
you.
mind that they don't learn their fucking lesson. Like, how many times do you have to do this? You only get one Battlefield name, one IP. Why fuck with it? Why compromise it in that way? Because you do degrade the name. You really do.
And Battlefield was just about to start overtaking Call of Duty. Everyone was starting to switch over. They're saying Call of Duty's not it anymore. and then they come out with that turd, man. And
Yeah,
like,
it was
like,
pretty
and
bad
if
at
you
launch.
if you played the games, Battlefield always was more realistic. It just had this feeling to it, and they just
Damn.
completely ruined it, man.
People thought Halo was bad. Battlefield was worse.
Yeah. Well,
Terrible.
Battlefield was pretty bad, and I'm sure it's a lot better now. I've heard the same thing as well. Of course, give anything 6 months, and it's going to do a little better if it's coming out in the state that it did. We applaud. Well, no, I don't applaud them for fixing what the fuck they released early, because it wasn't the development team's fault. It's EA, the management, and
Just delay
they're
it.
idiots.
What the
They're
hell?
idiots.
You should have delayed it. Look, for me, I wanted to pre-order the game, and I had a deal. I don't know. I got some SSD, and it came with the games. I was like, okay, bonus, awesome. I got the game.
Oh, you got the
They-
Battlefield
Yeah.
SSD. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
The game, it was just trash. And I have heard that they fixed a lot of things, and it's quite decent now. But the initial experience that I had, it just turned me off. That
Damn.
I just
Well,
I agree with that.
Well over a year later, like a year and 3 months or something, 4 months.
Mhm.
It's a long
Yeah.
time to fix shit, man. Like that's unacceptable.
I
I'm
tell
sorry.
people-
This
I
pain
tell
says
people,
Battlefield is still ass juice. Dude, that's gross,
Oh,
man.
man.
Shout out
I
to
like
shout out to Mac Bound in the chat. He's playing some basketball last night. Again, I see Boba, I see Quake. Shout out to you, buddy, as well as so many others. I gotta never mind. It just reminded me of a message I gotta get back to. But again, we do got a few chats here, Hargy. If you want to catch us up on these, I can start moving into the next topic. Big shout out to over 1,100 people still watching this, guys. We do appreciate you. Hit the like button. Tell a buddy too about the show. We're moving to the next thing.
Moving
All right,
on up.
Highlander 001, member for 9 months. I have over 600K as I see it. Microsoft is 8 and Sony is 0. No one is believing Sony. Guess more people like Phil and not Jim.
He's talking about Microsoft reward points, by the way.
Rewards points, yep,
Did he say
exactly.
how
And
much he got?
and then
800,
600K.
600,000.
Yeah,
He's
and
not saving
I
up for a new car.
$600.
No, 600K, right?
600,000 points.
Yeah.
That's like $600.
Yeah.
It's close. 500.
I mean,
So
I'm
it's
near
over.
$1 million over my lifetime, but I use it up. So, but
Why you gotta
Um,
brag like that,
and-
Hargy?
and I think the 8 and 0. I'm assuming that's the regulators that are approving the deal. I assume that's what he means by that.
Regulators.
Regulators.
Shao
yeah,
Kahn's
exactly.
Shao Kahn, she's gonna catch another L with this whole pursuit. But yeah, go ahead.
Yep. All right.
Shout out to the
Space
Roadcaster.
Dovahkiin, member for 15 months. Keep my Japanese games out of your Xbox. And he has the little pony.
Oh, the
icon.
little clown, PlayStation clown emoji. Big shout out to
Yeah.
him. He's a member for 15 months.
El Emenopio, I guess. El Emenopio. El Emenopio. Got it.
Yeah.
El Emenopio. Got it. $5. Doesn't Nintendo make enough money to buy a Square Enix?
That's a good
Don't know
question,
that they
Element
would have
Appeal.
that much cash, but maybe.
Forte, you're the Nintendo guy here.
Do they make enough money? They
What?
have enough money, but why buy them when you can just get the games for free and they put them on your platform?
Because
Maybe they do money happen. So
Yeah, they do money.
they money
hack
hack
some of them.
games from them. So
Yeah, they don't
Either
need
way.
to own. They don't need to own them. They could just get the games on their platform because Square Enix game sells on Nintendo's platform, so they don't need to do
Yep.
it.
You heard it here, Element Appeal. Confirmed.
Jarinza McIver, I don't know, however you say it. $2. Diablo 4 exclusive on Xbox. Yeah, no.
Oh shit!
it is.
No.
Now
It is not
Jarissa,
gonna be
he's
exclusive on
confirming it, Hargy. Let's go. Let's move forward.
That game needs co-op, man. We need all platforms for that one.
Yeah. Review Scientology USA.
What the fuck?
Interesting name. $5. According to my legit sources, Dealer Gaming, Colt Eastwood, will have to wait 5 years until they unlock the dev tools to reach 8K 120 FPS. Stay
Oh,
tuned.
God. See, this is why you don't believe Review Scientology USA. This dumb motherfucker. At least quote us, right? I said, quote, fuck off,
nice.
bitch. That's what I said.
Yeah.
That's not actually what we didn't say nothing about the tools being 5 years and have fun watching whatever
That's
trash
gonna
you're
be
watching.
That's gonna be Clipto Gaming Boat tomorrow. Just letting you know.
Oh, yeah. Perfect. Fuck Nick Marcel.
All right, we're caught up.
Oh, who's
People are
that?
like, who the fuck is Nick Marcel? Like some weird fuck that's obsessed with how many times dudes say Xbox in a video. Like, yeah, he's that kind of guy. Puts a, right, whatever. I'm not even gonna. Yeah, I know he thinks it's unfair when I go and I talk about this type of stuff publicly. But Nick, it's just fun to me, man. I'm sorry.
Right.
Fuck you. All right, was that the last one?
All right, we're caught up. Yep, we're caught up.
Big shout out to the chat and all the LMFAO or LMAO, all that shit. But yeah, we do got to move forward. LMNOPO. Multiverse. I'm going to say this real quick because this is a weird one to me. Multiversus shut down after releasing for like how long? How long was it? 6 months or a year?
Dude, it's like I thought it was like fully released, but apparently it was just a beta and it's being shut down
for 6 months, right? Or
for 6 months, and then it'll be back and finally release.
What the fuck? People pay $100 for the
and people paid for it.
I'm glad I put no money into it.
Well, I mean, it's kind of weird. I've never heard of a game coming out, which it basically was a game. It didn't feel like a beta to me.
It was really funny too because this news came out the same day I was thinking about that game. It popped into my mind. I said, whatever fucking happened to Multiverse? Like everybody was playing it, and then all of a sudden on my timeline, nobody's playing it. And then I see it shutting down. I'm like, oh, that's what's going on. And then I find out it wasn't even released fully, and people were paying a lot of money for this game, and it was a beta.
It kind of like reminds me of a preview game. It's the one where DC characters and Warner Brothers characters fought, and Tom and Jerry versus Batman, Superman, that type of thing. The Smash Brothers clone, but it was actually pretty good.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, my kid was playing it. They canceled it?
No, D-Batch. Where the fuck you been, D-Batch? No, they're shutting it down for 6 months.
Yeah, they're shutting down the beta for 6 months. I don't know. They're coming back in 6 months to release the full game.
But it was pretty polished.
Yeah, it felt like
that's what I thought. I thought it was released.
I didn't know the game was in the beta.
And why does the game need 6 months? What are they trying to fix? What are they doing? Because I didn't spot any big problems with it. Like, I know a lot of people quit playing it, but well, I mean, chat. What? Maybe they can come back with some new characters, or I can't.
I wonder
think of a game
if it
doing
has
this
anything
before.
to do with licensing deals. Maybe something's.
It was
going
all their
on
own
there.
characters.
Yeah,
it's all their own characters. Right? It was WB that put it out.
Tom's coming back without Jerry.
I don't get it. Why shut down specifically for 6 months? What are they doing?
We got to find out. And I bet you it's sinister in nature.
It's nefarious.
Yeah, it is weird. We know that. Multiverses. If you're a fan of it,
PlayStation exclusive.
it probably will. It's a free to play.
They're coming for your wallets.
If it's a free to play Smash Brothers clone, DC characters, and Warner Brothers IP going at it, or however you want to think about it. It was good. It was quality.
Maybe they want you to forget about the game, and then in 6 months they'll come out and be like, "Look at this new game, Multiverses," or maybe they'll change the name.
It is a relaunch in a way, no matter what they say, right? I wish Zucker was here because I know he spent like $100 on the best version of the game.
Bro, exactly.
And the motherfucker can't even play it now.
Oh my gosh, man!
I don't know if he played it anymore.
Zucker's punching the air somewhere right now.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Or maybe
I remember when he spent that money on that game. I was like, what?
But which, again, at least it was a quality game. At least it wasn't some trash. Like, I know the game's not bad from what I played of it. I thought it was decent.
That's why I thought it was out. I thought it was a full release.
Well, Fonz, did you try it?
I'm having flashbacks. I'm having flashbacks of Fortnite when it was a beta, and you guys talked me into buying it for $40, and I didn't know it was a beta until the screen came on and it said, "Welcome to the beta." I was like, "You made me pay $40 for a beta?"
Nobody made you pay for that or
you
look into the
into
game.
It, though. You talked me.
I said, "Fonz, buy this game. It's not a beta. Hurry up."
Listen, I spent $60 on Save the World.
The fuck is
That's what
that?
I'm saying. That's the Fortnite when it was
the
a beta.
original.
Oh,
that was
yeah.
the original
Well,
game.
it was still
Save
called
the World.
Fortnite, but the mode is called Save the World.
Yeah. That's the only mode.
I've been
That's the
keeping
only
track of
reason I
Fortnite
bought
since
it was
2011.
for Save the World.
Before Fortnite was Fortnite, it was called Fortnite, and it was the first UE4 game ever made, I think. And they couldn't run it on the 360. I remember keeping track of it because it looked really cool at the time. Anyway, I was like, "That looks cool, man." And it didn't come out for 6 more years, right? 2017, I do believe.
Mm-hmm.
Bought it, played it had been through so many iterations. They talked about this before, and it's nothing now like it was even at release. They took the fucking same thing PUBG did, which is the Battle Royale mode idea from a mod or whatever, and boom, it exploded. And they made it not $40, but free.
Mm-hmm.
There is that kind of thing can only work if you've got a quality product. Nobody's lining up to play something they don't enjoy playing. And Fortnite's pretty well done, I got to be honest, after putting some real time in it. Bonds, though, he's afraid to admit that.
No, I'm not afraid to admit that. It's a very polished and well done game.
Say you liked it.
I liked it with friends when I played a few times. I've played a few times, and I think it's a really high quality game. but it's not something that I jump to when I jump on. You know, I'd rather play something else. But it's a great game. Like if one of you guys are on and you're in a party chat and you're like, hey, come play some Fortnite with us, I'll do it. You know,
jump on some Fortnite.
It's way better than I gave it credit for in the beginning. It's changed so much, and it's really polished.
Ashtray's the one that got me playing that fucking game, so shout out to him. He's a fuckface, and
yeah, I think that was the asshole that got me into it too.
Yep. So yeah, I'm sorry you guys have to watch that footage and all that stuff on here, but yeah, again, we're gonna move forward. Fonz, do you think Fortnite is as high quality as these new Elite 2 colors are gonna be? Red and blue. Yeah, I know they're cutting edge colors here, but they finally figured out that some people like them.
It's some more controllers I'll never buy. Yeah. Look, the Elite controller's a little too rich for my blood, first off, but yeah, the colors.
You're talking on how expensive of a microphone right now with
I
how much
was
equipment?
about to say.
It doesn't matter. But
I
I use this. I use this for other things too. Like it's not.
It vibrates and stuff. I know it's got multiple functions.
No. But I'm just saying, like, how?
Wow.
When it comes to gaming, the pack-in controller is just as good. I don't care about these other controllers and these paddles on the back and everything. It's all just whatever.
Bro, I'm telling you, even without the paddles,
reassignable buttons.
it's a pretty good controller. It's pretty good.
No, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's a little bit too rich for my blood. It's a little bit expensive. $200 is a lot to ask from somebody.
Well, it's not $200. It's the core, so it's 130, and I'm sure you can get deals, make it down to 120 or
so.
I think so.
Yeah, even that is a little bit too much.
It's expensive if you're not comparing it to like Scuff and stuff like. But I think it's the best value in any competition-based controller. You can take the paddles off. It's weighty. It's got a 40-hour battery. It's got the trigger locks. It's got customization in the dead zones and the app. You can go in the app and configure everything about it, even the color of the light on the front of the controller.
Yeah.
But I get it, man. It's not for everyone. But if you are in the market, definitely check it out. It's pretty good. I forgot to post a picture of it, but I just got one from my girl. Actually, it's a red one, and it's it's nice, man. It's really, really nice.
Listen, man, I got a white one. I got the Black Elite controller. I got the PlayStation Edge controller. I got a Scuff controller because I refuse. Listen, I don't own a standard.
You just love throwing money at all.
No. Listen. I do not own a standard controller for any of my systems anymore because I traded them all in because it's like I cannot use. I'm one of those people that's addicted to having the triggers on the back. I have to have the paddles. So it's like for me, it's like I can't even. It would take me a couple of hours to get used to not having buttons on the back of a controller at this point. So, and like Dealer said, for me, I keep one of my Elite controllers in my backpack with my laptop. So when I'm playing games on Game Pass and stuff on there, and then I keep one for my Xbox at home.
You
and then my
PlayStation. The full story about why you got all these fucking controllers.
Listen. I am the type of person that I want what I want. And like you said, price is is subject to the person that's buying it.
If you can afford it, brother, go for it. Hey, if that's what you like, I ain't hating.
Well, you heard him. He traded in all of his shit in his car. He pawned his car and shit. I mean, all that stuff.
Ain't pawned my car. I might want to though. Well, with the prices that cars are in, I'm gonna pawn it, and they're gonna charge me more for a new one, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, they really would. Hey, shout out to Shade. But yeah. Definitely. I mean, it's a quality controller. Somebody mentioned the Turtle Beach Recon. I actually worked with them, and they sent me a box with a few of their controllers and a headset and stuff, and I did a promo about that controller. I can say from experience, the Recon controller for the price is kind of unbeatable. You get a mix amp built in that can kind of amplify and augment audio. You get the party chat controls for voice right there on the controller as well, which some might not like. But you also get what feels like a great controller when it comes to I don't know, it's just fucking compact. There's no squeaking about it, right? There's no squeaking. It's a wired controller, and I actually felt the latency reduction on that. I don't know how, but I did feel that. But yeah, that's definitely something. I think it's only $40 or something like that too. So that's why I wanted to mention that for a cheaper option.
Hey, that's around my price.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. But we do gotta move forward here, guys. Let us know what controller you're using, or maybe you're just using your feet.
I'm using a Mad Catz controller.
They don't exist anymore.
Yeah, they don't.
His controller plugs into
Mad Catz is gone. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Oh yeah, I remember Mad Catz. Yeah.
It was
I
always
know.
the controller you bought for your little brother to just like pretend to play.
just to beat it. Yeah.
Like this dumb bastard thinks he's playing. You unplug it from the console back in the day.
I'm loving my elites though. Everyone complains that they're having like quality issues, and I gotta be honest, all my elites work fine. And you're right, dealer. I like the customization of it, where I can change like the Xbox color to blue, green, whatever the hell I want, and that even goes on to PC. Like it's such a good freaking controller, man. All these people talking about the DualSense. I like the DualSense, the speaker. Like some games, it's got great implementation. I'm not going to down it for in that scenario, but its battery life is horrible, and the thumbstick placement just awful on that joystick.
I agree with that placement of the thumbstick. That's the only thing I don't like, but I cannot deny the fact that they got replaceable modules for their thumbsticks. It makes that controller so much more appealing, so you don't have to always worry about having to buy a whole new controller. You can just replace the module. And that's something that I want Microsoft definitely to copy when it comes to their next iteration of the controller, because that can save a lot of people money. Like just buy modules instead of getting drift on all your controllers.
I agree. Yeah.
Somebody sent me something that one of these Sony guys on Twitter said. I'm blocked by this person, so I'm sure whatever I said to them hurt their feelings. But again, it's easier just to not really pay attention to it at this point, because we've seen and heard literally how irrational some of these people are about stuff. Meanwhile, every time and I want to talk about it for a second because it's my platform and I don't exactly talk about it a lot, but it's kind of incredible how misled people are about things that are said on every Xbox show. I'm not just talking about this one, which, again, it happens a lot, but just the amount of times people don't actually know what's said or the context of which, that thing is said. It blows my mind. And the fact that some people want to take it or run with it or believe it just shows that they've got something in their head that kind of led them that way already. And that's fine. But it is weird that they stalk people that do Xbox podcasts constantly. Like, I know that you don't have much to watch out there. You got, press X to be bored and some other shit. But I mean, you don't have to. Bored. You don't gotta. Fuck. Hey. What's wrong? Shit.
Oh, I like that.
I'm just being.
Press X to be bored. That's a great.
You were here when I coined that years ago.
I remember
I love
coined that.
Hey, we want to give everyone a shout out. I just wanted to say this real quick, and I meant to make this a bigger topic that was more in the middle of the show, but we kind of skipped forward to the console thing. But Sony winning Publisher of the Year. I don't know if you guys heard that. Give everyone a big round of applause here. Claps. Yay. Clap your baby hands. No one? All right. Well,
I'm waiting for the Rodecaster to chime in.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the damn soundboard. Spawns don't even have hands clapping, chimed, or nothing.
I did. I clapped.
We couldn't hear your
that work?
your noise gate killed your clapping. But you know what? That's a good job on Sony. Sony did a good job, right? Everyone can say that and confirm that?
Yeah, they did. Let's see what happens in 2023, though, because so far, nothing.
Well, so Spider-Man is probably coming out, and they got some of the shit.
Oh, yeah, that's coming out. I trusted Insomniac when they say something's coming.
I trusted them back when they didn't take Spider-Man off my Xbox. Because now I don't get any Spider-Man games on my Xbox.
They took it from me.
At least B-Nox had my back, bitch.
Did you really enjoy Amazing Spider-Man 2 on Xbox One?
There was literally nothing else out to play. Like, that game didn't even launch on disc for Xbox when I got it. That's how... I don't know if you guys remember that, but at the beginning of the Xbox One generation, you couldn't even get Amazing Spider-Man 2 on disc for Xbox.
You couldn't. Yeah, I remember.
What? It was fucking weird. So it took about 5 weeks, but I downloaded it finally, and that was a game that I didn't mind a whole lot of. I knew that it wasn't anywhere near as good as the first one they made because the team was pushed short on time or something. But the first Amazing Spider-Man game from B-Nox, believe it or not, was not bad. It really was not bad.
I like the first one.
Yeah.
The first one was pretty decent.
But yeah, I'm going to give a shout out to C-Rod. We got a few different chats here. Gaz. Hargy, my bad.
It's his birthday.
You're like, yeah, why would I call you Gaz? Anyway, I think I was thinking of Gaz because I saw him earlier today. I wanted to talk to him about something, but go ahead and get these two, and then we can do some outros. Yep. And again, thanks to everyone that checked out the show and supports the show and all that good stuff. You guys are amazing. Do your thing, and we'll talk again in 2 seconds.
All right, C-Rod, $2. Any word on Xbox Elite Series 3? I haven't heard anything. I don't know if anybody else has.
I heard something, but you know, that person was completely wrong. It's a good thing it didn't go public.
Spider-Man, $5. Keep MBG name out to mouth. I guess he means out your mouth, your MF mouth. Life is hard for him. MBG, yeah, I think he is. Life is
Never
hard for
played it,
him.
never enjoyed it.
After MS took away games he doesn't plan to play nor enjoy.
Hey, shout out to S Spider-Man. Big shout out to you, man. He's a long time listener to the show. But yeah, he's basically saying that I don't got nothing against MVG. I think it's a lot of shit he does and says is really weird and stupid.
Dude, I had absolutely nothing against that guy. And I went to his Twitter page because somebody said, hey, go look and see what he said. And I was blocked. And I was like, why am I blocked? I never interacted with you at all. I never freaking talked to you, talked about you. And I was blocked. And this was like 2 years ago.
I told you he blocked me because I asked what his gamer tag was. Because he was talking shit on Crackdown like we all have. But I said, hey, I gave Days Gone like a 7.8 basically is when I gave it in my review on my channel. Even though it said a 71 meta, my point was to him is, did you at least play Crackdown to talk all this shit? And he basically, said, no, I didn't play it. I said, let me see your gamer card. What's your gamer card? And boom, blocked. I said, that's a man right there. And then we just moved our separate ways.
Oh, you know what? He might have blocked me after you did that then. Right? Yeah. He saw me interact with
He's like, he's going to ask for my gamer card next. I got to get ahead of this.
No, I don't do that crap.
All right, we got one more super chat come in. Boba Fett Gaming, Australian $5. I'll do it if no one else will. Welcome to the panel, Hargy.
Boba, we already did that. You just missed it, fuckface.
Ooh.
We did do that though. Yeah. Again, Hargeet, new member of the show, new panelist. He's an awesome guy.
Why, thank you.
And he's blushing right now. But yeah, we're gonna do some outros. Shout out to Boba, shout out to Ashtray, shout out to the awesome moderators of the show, Boss My Lethal, and so many others. Thanks for keeping the chat tame. And let us know your thoughts as we do some outros here. We're gonna do where the fuck did okay, that tab disappeared. Anyway, Bonds, what have you been playing? Where can people find you, bud?
Well, I was playing some Diablo this weekend, and that was really fun. And it's funny. I played the class that everybody hates the most, and that would be Druid in the game. Apparently, it's like the weakest class in the game, and I had no idea. I didn't try the other ones, so to me, it was just fine. I had a good time, but knowing that I played the most unfun class makes me want to try the other classes as soon as that game comes out, because I had a great time with it, with the most unfun class, man, I'm going to have a blast with some of the other ones like Necro. So I'm looking forward to that game when it drops. Of course, I might have said it on last week's show. I don't know, but I'll say it again. I had beat Wolong, loved it. What a fantastic game that was. So that one is done. Now I'm starting up Dead Space Remake. I'm going to play through that while I wait for some other games to drop. But yeah, there's been a lot of cool stuff. You can find me at Fonz Gaming here on YouTube and Twitter. And yeah, it's been a good time. Great show.
Baby T. Why so serious, man? You fucked up. Hey, we've also got again, follow Fonz. If you can't follow him on Twitter or you don't know where he's at, just look at my last post. If you follow
Fonz
me,
Gaming. It's easy. FONZ Gaming.
Dude, Fonz, you should know better than most people. Have always had a hard time finding you.
Yeah, I know. That's why I just simplified it. Just instead of Fonzarelli or anything else or Grounded Gamer, just Fonz. Just Fonz. Just type in Fonz, you'll see me.
No more Grounded Gamer. No more Fonzarelli.
Fonz is there. Type in Fonz.
Type in it FONZ. Y. Add a Y to it. Hey, we've also got D-Batch. Brother, what have you been playing? Where can people find you?
Man, I've been playing Resident Evil 4. Man, what a good game.
I heard that's good. I heard it's
so
really
good. It's
unfortunately on Xbox.
Yeah, unfortunately on Xbox, they still have not patched the controller issue, and PlayStation, the image quality is still poor. Now, I saw some reports of the retail release saying that the PlayStation is clocking a higher pixel count, but in all honesty, maybe it is. When you look at the image quality, it looks a lot worse than the Xbox version. It looks lower res. It's not as clear. It's blurrier. So it is what it is with that. So hopefully they can patch these issues out and get this game running on par. But apart from that, on PC, it is running amazing. I'm really enjoying myself with that game. Also, like I said earlier today, I was playing The Last of Us Part 1. Also, it looks really good on PC. It's just it's just crashing right now. So I was able to upload some footage. It went live. So after tonight's show, just go on my channel and you'll be able to see the gameplay. It looks fantastic. I'll say that. It looks fantastic. And it's running good when it doesn't crash. So if you want to see the performance on that, also check out my channel at dbatch for some GDC presentations. I put all of the demos together. So you got a good idea of what to expect with Unreal Engine 5 in these demos and where to play them and whatnot. Of course, the Hellblade stuff is up there too. Follow me on Twitter at D_batch. It was a great show, and I'll see you guys next week.
Mr. Bushido. Definitely. D, when are you bringing back Tesla Talks?
Oh, man, you know what? I was trying to negotiate a deal with them, and Linus beat me to it, man.
Oh man, Linus got his Linus Tech Talks. He got his shit hacked, right, or taken over?
Yeah,
or deleted.
The exact same procedure that I went through. He went through it as well, and he had his authentication locked up. Basically, it looks like maybe we clicked on some type of bad email or something, and they got access to it. I at the time my phone was being sent out to Samsung for repair. And my screen died. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to erase my phone and I wasn't able to get into my phone to lock it. So it was in transit. So maybe when it's in transit, some hacker got a hold of it. Well, I don't know, man. Maybe some hacker got a hold of it. I don't know because I don't remember clicking on any.
You click on those links all the time.
Oh man, but yeah, it sucks. But I will notice the difference of being a small guy and a big guy because it took me about 3 days to get everything back. This guy was up and running in like 5 hours, man. It was hilarious.
That's because it's Linus, you know. I mean, they're like,
he's huge, man.
They said we're losing money when he loses money. Fuck. That's the talk is generating money. You know, give him another hour, then we'll start. No, fuck the hackers that were doing that shit though. Seriously,
yeah, pain in the ass, man.
But we've also got Hargeet because I got to say it again. New panel member, appreciate you. You're a good friend, and you know what? We're gonna stop making this weird for you and just say it's great to have you on the show. And where can people find you on Twitter and what have you been playing?
You can find me on Twitter at Elon Musk. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't have Twitter.
Shit.
But yeah, as far as what I'm playing MLB The Show right now, and then I'm gonna go back into Hogwarts, which I haven't played in a bit. And then as far as finding me, you can actually connect to me on Xbox. hchani is the gamer tag, HCHANI. So check me out there. And we did get a couple of super chats. You want to just get through those?
Yeah, sure. And Nano's got the link to Forte's Twitter in the chat as well.
Yep. JD Gamer, $10. Shout out to Forte and the panel dealer. Jonas the Dad, $2. Great show, awesome panel. Hit that like button.
And somebody said, I can't believe somebody's donated to say something about MBG. I don't really remember a chat about MBG, but yeah, some people do that. Big shout out to them. We've also got Forte. What have you been playing, buddy? Where can people find you?
Yeah, so same as Fonz. Played a lot of Diablo, 35 hours over the course of the last 2 weeks. It was great. Can't wait for the full release to come out. With that, just jumping back into some other games. Just started playing Resident Evil 4, and I agree with everybody saying it is freaking phenomenal. By far one of the best remakes that they've done of all the three so far. Hopefully they do Code Veronica next, because I think it definitely needs to have one. But with that being said, you can find me, Gaming Forte, everywhere. YouTube, Twitter. Check out DPS Podcast every Thursday night, 9 p.m. on the channel with the homie Slumba Backslaps. Always a great time over there. And check out the Ash and Luca when we're on Scumcast at the end of the week on Saturdays too. Great time. Really appreciate the invite as always. Shout out to Fonz, D-Batch, Hargy. Congratulations on being a panel member, sir. It's always a blessing. And can't wait to hear what you guys got to say about everything in the future. So thanks again for the invite.
Of course.
Somebody wrote money bags Forte.
Money bags.
Money bags.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, Forte. You hadn't happened to do any other podcasts over the last week where you just let people say weird things about, dumb opinions, and you don't jump in there and drop kick them, huh?
Listen, man.
You happen to do any podcasts with any economic professors in there?
No, I have not.
Yeah. All right. I'm just making sure. Bonds knows what I'm talking about.
We'll shut that down quick if that was the case.
Oh,
Ooh.
noted. Shout out to everyone who watched. Obviously, you can follow me on Twitter at dealer_gaming and Xbox Live at ii_dealer_ii. And here, if you happen to give a fuck, hit subscribe. And thanks to everyone that supports the content. We're on the phone for 2 hours. Yeah, we're out.
It's a wrap, man. It's a wrap.
It's a chicken wrap.